Hello and welcome aspirants. UPSC CSAT Prelims. And this is a question. You might be surprised by seeing this question, but yes, this type of questions do get asked in CSAT, and this is the part of decision making. Yes, this question that you see over here, that you are an office in charge for providing basic medical facilities to the survivors of an earthquake affected area. Despite your best possible effort, people put allegations against you for making money out of the funds given for relief. You will do what? There is no perfect answer over here, but obviously some of the points will get or fetch you more marks than the other points. Well, this was not only part of the syllabus when it came in 2011, 2012, 2013 or 2014, but it is still the part of UPSC CSAT. And if it is still the part of syllabus, should you be preparing for it or not? Well, it totally depends upon you, but we are going to revise all the previous questions of CSAT in the series upcoming. Do like, share and subscribe for the other videos on CSAT, and let's get ahead. This is also a question for decision making. Well guys, we will be seeing the questions from general mental ability, we'll be seeing the questions from reasoning, and along with that we'll also be seeing the question from comprehension passage. But before that, let me inform you for the mentorship program that is being run by Shikara Academy for TSPSC 2025-2026 one-on-one live mentorship, guys, by Deepika ma'am, having 20 plus years of experience, and several students have passed under her, and this is the opportunity for her. Guys, you can contact on this number for more details. We also have the complete batches running for TSPSC Group 1 and Group 2. And for the free demo classes, guys, you can give call on this number and register your classes. Well, getting ahead with our class, 5 maths plus basic numeracy questions from the CSAT 2011 to 2015. And this is the question. Guys, we will not wait a lot, so you pause the video and try to solve this question, and just take minimum amount of time. It's near about 1 minute, and solve it. This is one of the easiest question which came in UPSC CSAT 2011. What is the remainder when 91 is divided by 9? Well, we know one thing, when 90 can be easily divided by 9, but only 1 is extra. So what will be the remainder? I gave you the hint, and what is the correct answer over here? Well, the correct answer is 1, obviously. And yes, many of you will say that, sir, this is a very easy question. Well, that's what UPSC tries to do with all of you guys. In some years you will get questions which you will say that it was near about the label goes up to the CAT MAT exams, and some of the years you will see the questions to be pretty easy, but then that's what is it came in the previous year question. So we are doing it, going ahead to the next question, which was asked in 2012, guys. If a number is divisible by both 3 and 4, a number divisible by both 3 and 4, then it is also divisible by what? 6, 12, 9 and 24. Again, pause the video, try to solve it, comment the answer, but we are getting ahead with the answer. And what is the right answer? When you get this type of questions, guys, you have to do one thing, and that one thing is that you have to do LCM. Okay, when you take the LCM of 3 and 4, you get the number to be 12. So a number is divisible by 3 and 4 must be divisible by 12. So which of these number is divisible by 12? 6, 12, 9 or 24? What is the correct answer, guys? B12 is the correct answer. Okay, good, getting ahead. A shopkeeper marks up his goods by 25% and then gives a discount of 20%. What is his overall profit or loss percentage? Well, again, pause the video, guys, try to solve it and then give the answer in the comment. We'll just move ahead and see what is the answer to this question which came in CSAT 2013. Well, we will just take the cost price to be, supposingly the cost price was 100. Marked up price, we see here it says that a shopkeeper marks his goods by 25%. So 25% of 100, obviously it will be 25. So now the price will be what? Now the price will be 125. Now the price will be, guys, 125. Now selling price after 20% discount. Okay, so 125 is the marked up price that he has kept. Now 20% of 125 will be how much? 20% of 125 is 25. So 125 minus 25 will be 100. So what was his cost price, guys? 100. What is his selling price, guys? 100. So what will be his profit, guys? The profit will be 0%. A 0% is the correct answer. This was asked in 2013. Who was the shopkeeper? Why was he selling anything without any profit? Well, somebody from the UPSC, because the UPSC has given the question, so it must have been from UPSC. This is also quite easy. One thing I'll let you know, don't consider CSAT to be a piece of cake. CSAT is not a piece of cake. In several last years, I have seen many of my students, many of the aspirants, they were not able to go through this CSAT paper, rather GS paper 1, that is the general study paper. They were very easily able to crack it, but CSAT paper was the one which obstructed their path. So you must see and not neglect CSAT. Okay, getting ahead. 3x minus 5 equal to 7. This is very simple, very easy. Pause, give the answer in the comment. We will move ahead and just see 3x minus 5 equals to 7. So what we will do, we'll bring this 5 to this side, so it will be 7 plus 5. Now 3x equals to 12. When 3x equals to 12, what we will do, we will bring that 3 down here. So what it will be, 4 times is 12, so x equals to 4. C4 is the correct answer of this one. Okay, let's see question number 5. A train running at 60 km per hour crosses a pole in 30 seconds. What is the length of the train? This is the question from time, distance and speed. Well, guys, one of the question will surely be from this topic. So there is one formula for this which you should remember of time, distance and speed, and if you know that, you will do the question. Give it an attempt, pause the video and give me the answer in the comment. Well, we'll just move ahead and see. Guys, 60 km per hour, you have to change it into second. So 60 km per hour will be changed into second by 60 into 1000 by 3600. Okay, that is the minute into the second, and so you will get 16.67 meter per second. Now this is the formula that I was talking about. Distance equals to speed into time. With this you can find the value of time if distance and speed is given. You can find the value of speed if distance and time is given, and obviously you can find the value of distance if speed and time is given. So you have the speed over here, you have the time given over here, and so what is the correct answer, guys? The correct answer over here is 500. Okay, so the right answer 500 is given over here. Remember this formula, guys, the formula which says distance equals to speed into time. Okay, well, moving ahead, now we'll see the questions from general intelligence, that is the reasoning part, which came in 2011 to 2015. First question, a person walks 1 kilometer to the east. Okay, one thing you must remember, anti-clockwise NWSE. So you should have this remembered, and this will really be helpful for you. So what it is said, a person walks 1 kilometer to the east. Okay, supposingly there is a person and he walks how much? He walks 1 kilometer to the east. Okay, and then 1 kilometer to the north, he is here, then from here he goes 1 kilometer to the north. Okay, then he turns west and walks 1 kilometer. West means, guys, this side. Okay, so again 1 kilometer. Okay, finally he turns to his left and walks 1 kilometer. Now if he is going this side, his left will be which side, guys? His left will be this side, his right will be this side. Okay, so again he walks 1 kilometer. Okay, He turns to his left and walks 1 kilometer. Where is he now from the starting point? He started from this very point. He is ending at this very point. What is the right answer? The right answer should be at the starting point. Was this question hard? No, it was not hard. But when you'll sit in the exam hall, it will look very hard. Then you will have a lot of pressure, then you will have time constraint, and then you will not be able to do it on YouTube, or not able to do it on your papers. So keep that in mind. So what was the right answer? The right answer was, okay, 1 minute. So they have given the answer to be 1 kilometer from north. Let's check once again. A person walks 1 kilometer to the east. So okay, this is the starting point. 1 kilometer to the east. Okay, this is 1 kilometer to the east. Okay, and then 1 kilometer to the north. Okay, 1 kilometer to the north. Okay, then he turns to west and walks 1 kilometer. Okay, turns west and walks 1 kilometer. Okay, finally he turns to his left and walks 1 kilometer. Finally turns to his left and walks 1 kilometer. Where is he now from the starting point? Well guys, the right answer is D, at the starting point. Moving ahead, let's see 22, a number series. What comes next in the series? 2, 6, 12 or 20? What comes next? Well, see, there is a pattern. What is the pattern? Try to find out. 2 and 6. What is the difference? 4 is the difference. 6 and 12, guys. What is the difference? 6 is the difference. 12 and 20, guys. What is the difference? 8 is the difference. Can you see a pattern over here? This difference is getting on increasing by +2. This difference is getting on increasing by +2. So the next should also increase by +2. So 8 plus 2 should be 10, 20 plus 10 should be 30. What should be the right answer? 30 should be the right answer. Is it or is it not? It is the right answer. Well, next question. There is a statement and conclusion question, guys. This is also part of reasoning which gets asked. What is the statement? All men are mortal. All men. Okay. It is saying all men. Okay. All men are mortal. Now, Socrates is a man. Socrates or Socrates is a man. Okay. Now, it is asking in the conclusion, we have two statements. Number one, Socrates is mortal. So, all men are mortal. Okay. And Socrates is a man. So, when all men are mortal and Socrates is a man, so Socrates should be mortal. So, this statement should apply. But all mortals are men. See, what is the statement written over here, guys? All men are mortal. It is nowhere also written that all mortals are men. Nowhere also written that all mortals are man. So, number 2, we are not very sure about it, but for number 1, we are very sure. So, only one follows, should be the right answer. Okay. Getting ahead, a question from coding, decoding. So, in a certain language, mango is written as OCPIQ. Okay, in a certain language, mango is written as OCPIQ. Okay, so how is apple written in that language? There is a code over here, and what will be the code? Well, we need to see what is the difference between M and O. We have M and O. N is not written, one number is escaped, and O is written. Okay. A, B, C. B is not written, C is written. Okay. N, O, P. O is not written, P is written. Okay. G, H, I. H is not written, I is written. Okay. O, P, Q. P is not written, Q is written. So we are seeing that this alphabets +2. +1 should have been this, +2 is this. Okay. So let's see. A, B is not written, we write C. P, Q is not written, we'll write R. Again the same R. M not N. E not E, F not G. Okay. Do we have something like this? C, R, R and G? Yes, we have C, R, R and G. I hope you have understood, guys, so how we have done this. Okay. So they have added +2 to the alphabet. +2 to the alphabet. A plus 2 will be C, P plus 2 will be R, P plus 2 will be R, L plus 2 will be N, and E plus 2 will be G, guys. That is the correct answer. So C, R, R, N, G is the correct answer. Moving ahead, guys, whenever I give the question, pause the video, try solving the question on your own self and see whether you're doing it right or wrong, because when you do the mistake, you tend to remember those mistakes. But when you don't do the mistakes and wait for others to do the mistake, it's not you who learn from that, but others who will learn from that. Anyways, moving ahead, pointing to a woman, a man said, she is the daughter of the only son of my mother. Okay, pointing to a woman. Pointing to a woman, a man said. Let this be a man. This man is pointing to this woman and saying, she is the daughter. She is what? She is the daughter. Okay, she is the daughter of the only son of my mother. Okay, my mother matlab means this person's mother. Okay, this person's mother. Now try to see it from the reverse side. Okay, only son of my mother. Only son of my mother. Who should be only son of his mother? He should be the only son. Okay, he should be the only son of his mother. She is the daughter. She is the daughter of the only son of my mother. So whose daughter she is? She is the daughter of this person. Now, how is the woman related to the man? The woman is the daughter of the man. Am I right or not? What is the right answer, guys? Daughter A is the right. Only son of my mother means the man himself, and daughter of the man is his daughter. Well, that was the questions from reasoning, guys. Now we'll see some questions from the comprehension, and this is the comprehension passage. Whenever you do the comprehension, there are few ways how you can do the comprehension. One way is that you look at the comprehension, read the comprehension completely, guys, and then you see the question. Another way is you see the questions and then you see the comprehension. Right now what we will do, we'll just go through the comprehension once with you. You also take the time and see. We will also see, for achieving inclusive growth, there is a critical need to rethink the role of the state. The early debate among economists about the size of the government can be misleading. The need of the hour is to have an enabling government. India is too large and complex a nation for the state to be able to deliver all that is needed. What they are saying, the need of the hour is to have an enabling government. What enabling government? India is too large and complex a nation for the state to be deliver all that is needed. Asking the government to produce all the essential goods, create all the necessary jobs, and create a curve on the prices of all goods is to lead to a large cumbersome bureaucracy and widespread corruption. What it does, it spreads corruption and it puts a load on the bureaucracy. The aim must be to stay with the objective of the inclusive growth that was laid down by the founding fathers of the nation, and also take a more modern view of what the state can realistically deliver. This is what leads to the idea of enabling state, that is a government that does not try to directly deliver to the citizens everything that they need. Instead, what it does, it creates an enabling ethos for the market so that the individual enterprise can flourish and citizens can for the most part provide for the need of one another. Okay, and steps in to help those who do not manage to do well for themselves. For there will always be individuals, no matter what the system, who need support and help. Okay, hence we need a government that when it comes to the market sets effective incentive compatible rules and remains on the sidelines with minimum interference, and at the same time plays an important role in directly helping the poor by ensuring that they can get basic education and health services and receive adequate nutrition and food. Guys, this is the first class, so I went through the comprehension. In all the other classes, you take your time, you go through the comprehension, pause the video and then see the question. Let's see the question over here. According to the passage, which of the statements given above are correct? Okay, so you need to see what are the statements over here, and then you have to see which of the statements given here are correct or not. Okay, when we see the answer, guys, all statements that are correct have been explicitly mentioned in the passage, so that is A. 1 and 2 only. The objective of the inclusive growth was laid down by the founding fathers of the nation, and the need of the hour is to have an enabling government. If you remember, we marked enabling government, guys, over here. Okay, this is the place. Okay, so we get it from there, and then moving ahead, the next question. Again, I will say pause the video, don't see the answers yourself. According to the passage, the strategy of inclusive growth can be affected by focusing on what? Meeting all the needs of every citizen in the country, including the regulation of the manufacturing sector, controlling the distribution of manufacturing goods, delivery of the basic services to the deprived section of the society. What is the right answer? Well, the right answer is D. The last paragraph clearly states that the government that focuses on the basic services that must be delivered to the deprived section of the society. Okay, delivery of the basic services to the deprived section of the society. If we must see over here, okay, there we have seen that there will always be someone, okay, no matter what, who needs support and help. So the deprived person should always be given the help. Okay. Next, what constitutes an enabling government? It was talking about an enabling government. What constitutes an enabling government, guys? A large bureaucracy, implementation of welfare program through representatives, creating an ethos that helps individual enterprise, providing resources to those who are underprivileged, or offering direct help to the poor regarding basic services. Pause the video, answer yourself, and then see what the right answer is. Statement 3, 4 and 5 have been stated in the passage. Statement 2 is not mentioned in the passage, and statement 1 is not supported by the passage. So 1 and 2 should not be there. 3, 4, 5 is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so see this again, and we are just moving ahead to the next question. Why is the state unable to deliver all that is needed? Okay, it does not have sufficient bureaucracy, rather we have seen cumbersome bureaucracy. It does not promote inclusive growth. What can be the right answer? Pause the video and give this right answer. Well, the right answer here is neither 1 nor 2. Okay, so the passage clearly mentions that the large bureaucracy for delivering inclusive growth is a problem. And for the second statement, the passage mentions that India is too large and complex a nation for the state to be able to deliver all that is needed. So that is what, when you are solving comprehension and passage, guys, what again I will say, when we are sitting in front of YouTube and trying to solve it, it will be very easy for you. But when you are sitting in the exam hall, you know that there is a lot of pressure on you, and then you are going again and again to the points, but nothing is coming in your mind. At that time, just relax, take some deep breaths. If there are some questions which you know already, do them first and then come back to this question. Okay, relax a bit, see the questions first, then go to the comprehension, and then you will surely be able to answer it. But if you are giving a lot of time to it and you have not seen the other questions, try skipping it for that time, leave it for the last. If you get time in the last, then you see it. It should not be that there are some questions, easy questions, which you knew, which you could have answered, but you don't see them. That's not the right strategy. Anyways, the last question from this comprehension: what is the essential message being conveyed by the author of the passage? The objective of inclusive growth laid down by the founding fathers of the nation should be remembered. The government needs to make available more schools and health services. The government needs to establish market industries to meet the needs of the poor strata of the society. There is a need to rethink the role of the state in achieving inclusive growth. What is the right answer, guys? The right answer is the very first few lines contain the whole essence of the passage. Rest all can be eliminated. There is a need to rethink the role of the state in achieving inclusive growth. Let me show those lines to you. For achieving inclusive growth, there is a critical need to rethink the role of the state. So very first line it had. This is what the trick. You will be going around from middle to the last and seeing the last few lines for the conclusion, but the answer was at the very first line. This is the decision making questions, guys, which I was saying you, which were asked till 2014, and after 2014 these questions have not been asked. I am leaving you with these questions and also with the answers. You can see the answers over here. These have not been asked after 2014, but it is still the part of UPSC CSAT syllabus. Okay, but right now I just want you to remind that I've seen the other classes which are going on, they don't give a due to decision making. Well, it is important if it is given in the syllabus, so don't completely ignore it. So we are going to follow a ritual, and the ritual will be, you'll see the question, I'll give you 1 minute, you try to solve it in 1 minute. If you're not able to solve it, pause the video and then try solving it and then restart the video. But if there is less time, do the video on 1.5x or 2x and just go through, skim it, so that you know all the tips and tricks and whatever the ways and whatever the type the questions will come. Okay, so guys, let's get going, and here the timer starts for the 1 minute. So the question here, you can see the question has come from number system and remainder theorem question. It has come from CSAT 2023. What is the remainder when 2 to the power 192? 2 to the power 192 is divided by 6. You have the options as 0, 1, 2 and 4, and more 30 seconds left, guys. 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, as you know it's 4, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, and so on and so forth. This is what you have to do. And so with that, our 1 minute stops, and let's see if how we are going to do it. So first, see guys, 2 to the power 1 is 2. When you divide 2, guys, when you divide 2 by 6, what you will get? Try dividing 2 by 6, you will get the remainder as 2. Then 2 to the power 2 is 4. When you divide 4 by 6, what you will get? You'll again get 4 as the remainder. You try to divide 8 by 6. Okay, let's see one, I'll show you. 2 is the remainder, and 2 to the power 4, 16. Four as the remainder. So you will see a pattern over here. What is the pattern? The pattern is 2 4 2 4. Okay, and 2 4 2 4 is for what? 2 is for the odd number. 2 is for the odd number, if you see, and 4, guys, is for the even number. 4 is for the even number. So let's come back to the question. The question says, guys, 2 to the power 192. 192 is odd or even? 192 is even. So if 192 is even, what should be the remainder? The remainder should be 4. So what should have been the correct answer? The correct answer is D, 4. I hope you have understood it. Let's get going. This is question number 2, and your time starts now. The question here is a synchronization problem question that came in the year 2013. There are 5 hobby clubs in a college: photography, yachting, chess, electronics and gardening. The gardening group meets every second day, electronics every third day, chess every fourth day, and yachting every fifth day, and photography every sixth day. How many times do all 5 groups meet on the same day within 180 days? Okay, so there are 5 groups that we can see, and it is said that all these groups are meeting. One group is meeting after second day, one after third day, one after fourth, one after fifth, and one after sixth day. Now they are asking us that how many times do all 5 groups will meet on the same day within 180 days. That's the end, guys, of the 1 minute, and let's see what is the right answer over here. How are we going to solve it? First we'll take the LCM of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? This is the groups meeting on the second day, on the third day, on the fourth day, on the fifth day and the sixth day. Okay, so we got the LCM to be 60. Now guys, all group meets together every 60 days. Okay, all the group meet together every 60 days. So within 180 days, how many times they will come? 180 by 60. Okay, all group meet on 60 days. So now what you have to do guys, you have to divide it by 180. From where did we get 60? We got the 60 by doing the LCM of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After getting the LCM 60, we'll divide it by 180 and what we'll get 3 times. So 3 is the correct answer. All 5 groups in 180 day will meet how many times? Will meet for 3 times. Okay, let's see the next question and your time starts now. SCF measuring problem. It came in the year 2020 guys. If you have two straight sticks of length 7.5 feet and 3.25 feet, okay, 7.5 feet and 3.25 feet, what is the minimum length you can measure? It is asking what is the minimum length. Is it 0.05 that you can measure it? Is it 0.25 that you can measure it? Is it 1 feet or is it 3.25 feet? I'll give you a hint. Can you write 7.5 as a different way? How we can write 7.5 in different way or 3.25 in a different way? If you do that, it will be easier for you to find out the right answer. Okay, so once again I'll say, if you are not able to solve it in 1 minute, pause the video, try solving it yourself, then again restart the video. Okay, so that's the end of the 1 minute. Let's see. 7.5 can be also written as 15 by 2 feet. 3.25 feet can be also written as 13 by 4 feet. Now you have to take out the SCF guys of 15 by 2 and 13 by 4. When you take out the SCF of 15 by 2 and 13 by 4, you will come to 1 by 4. 1 by 4 can also be written as 0.25. 0.25 feet is the correct answer over here. So what is the correct answer over here? Number B, 0.25 feet. Okay, that was to be done through SCF. Now let's start the timer again. Time and work water tank problem. Question, it came in the year 2011 guys. A village with a population of 4,000 people requires 150 liter of water per head per day. So one person is requiring 150 liter. So 4,000 will require how many? 4,000 into 150 per day. It has a tanker measuring 20 meter into 15 meter into 6 meter. So if you do all this, you will get the volume. The water in this tank will last for how many days? Not a very hard question, and you still have 15 seconds left. Try. If you are not able to do it, pause the video. It's not required that in examination hall you have to finish in 1 minute. It's not a CAT or MATS exam, but still you should try to do it as fast as you can, but never compromise with accuracy. Accuracy is at most important, because you know it's qualifying paper. You need to have only 33% marks. So whatever you are doing, you should do that correct. Okay, so come back. Volume of the tank, as we have already seen that these measurements have been given to us. So when we'll try to take out the volume of the tank, it will be 1800, and in liters we'll convert. So this is what it will come in liters. Daily requirement, as we knew that there are 4,000 people and 150 liter is what is required per head. So this is the amount that you will get in liters, so that is required. Now you have to simply divide it. You just divide this by this, and the answer which will come is 3 days. Okay, the water in this tank will last for how many days? It will last for 3 days. That is the correct answer. Hope so you have understood it guys. Getting ahead with the next question, and here is the timer. The question is from profit and loss election problem, and the question came in the year 2023. two candidates X and Y contested an election. Okay, 80% of voters cast their votes. Okay, 80% cast their vote. So how many did not cast their vote? 20% did not cast their vote, and there were no invalid votes. Okay, so it is saying that you don't have to worry that there were any invalid votes, so don't count that. X got 56% of the votes cast. Okay, X is getting how much? 56%. So how much Y will get, guys? If X is getting 56% of the votes, Y will have to get how much? Somewhere around 44. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. And won by 1440 votes. Okay. So that's the time with your timer. So 1 minute time was finished. If you have not been able to do it, take the break, take the pause and try doing the answer, or else just follow with us. And won by 1440 votes. So 56% and 44%. What is the difference between 56 and 44? You will find 12% is the difference. So you will get one thing over here, that 12% of the vote transfers to be 1440 votes. Now if you have got this 12% is 1440, what is the total number of voters will be easy for you to find out. Let's see how we will do it. Difference in votes we saw 12%, 56% is the one who got the winning, 44% is the one who got losing. 12% of total votes cast is 1440. Total votes cast is how much? If we will come to take out, it is 12,000. But understand one thing, 12,000 is only the 80%. 12,000 is only the 80%. But what has been asked to you? What is the total number of voters? This is how they confuse you. Okay, this is how they confuse you. 12,000 is only the 80% because only 80% have voted. But you need to find out all the 100%. So you need to find the rest 20%. So 12,000 is 80%. 15,000 will be the 100%. Okay. It's not very hard for you to find out. You just have to understand. You just have to catch something. Here what you have to catch? You just have to catch that 1440 is equals to 12%. And how did we reach to this 12%? 56% minus 44%. 56% minus 44%, you will end up to be 12%, and that's how we have come. The right answer, total voters, is how many? It is A 15,000. A 15,000 is the correct answer. Let's move ahead, guys, and let's see the next question. The timer starts now. A person bought a refrigerator worth rupees 22,800 with 12.5% interest compounded yearly. Now understand this. This is very important. Compounded yearly. They are talking about compound interest. There is difference between simple interest and compound interest. That you have to keep in mind. Supposingly, for an example, I'll just say, if you get a thing of 100 rupees and there is a compound interest of 10 rupees, supposingly. So the first year, the compound interest and everything added will be 110 rupees. The second year, you will have to give 10% of this 110. 10% of this 110 is what? 11. So your amount now will be 121. So the time of 1 minute has stopped, but let's see how we going to do it. So 121 is how much you are getting. The next year again you will have to give 121 plus 121 plus the 10% of 121. So you are understanding? It is not that every year you have to give only the 10% of 100. No. Whatever the final amount is, 10% will be added to that. Whatever the final amount. And in that, how much you are giving, how much you are paying each year, that will also be differentiated. So let's see once again. A person bought a refrigerator worth rupees this much with 12.5% interest compounded yearly. Okay. At the end of the first year, he paid rupees 8650, and at the end of the second year, rupees 9125 was paid. How much will he have to pay at the end of the third year to clear the debt? Now you just have to go forward with the very same logic. You have to take out 12.5% of 22,800 and then you have to add this two amount. Whatever the amount you will add, okay, at the end of the first year he paid 8,650 rupees. You minus 8,650. Okay. Now whatever the amount will be left, okay, you'll again add the 12.5%. Then at the end of the second year 9125, you minus this 9,125, and then whatever the amount will be left, you add again 12.5%, and then you will get the right answer. Okay. So the payment required will be 11,250 rupees. You just have to do the compound interest. You don't have to do the simple interest. Understand that. If you are doing simple interest, what you will do, 22,800 and plus every time you will do 12.5% and then you will minus the amount. That will be wrong. Okay. What you have to do, you have to do it in compound interest wise. Now the timer starts again. Speed, time and distance, and you have to take out the average speed. This question came in the year 2015. Two cities P and Q are 360 km apart. Two cities are 360 km apart. Okay. A car goes from P to Q at 40 km per hour. Car is going from P to Q at 40 km per hour, and the car goes returns back at 50 km per hour from Q to P. It should be, okay, 40 km per hour, 50 km. What is the average speed for the entire journey? Okay, now you have to find out the average speed. The 1 minute timer is off. This is very easy question. Okay, just the average speed. What will be the average speed? 2 into 40 into 50 by 40 plus 50. Why are we doing this? Just see one thing. Car, this speed 40 km per hour and 50 km per hour. Okay, two times. And what are we trying to divide it by? The speeds 40 and 50. Okay. Now just see what is the remainder. You will have, when you 40 plus 50, obviously it comes up to 90, and then when you multiply 40 into 10 2, that is 80 into 50, it will come 4,000. Okay, and then when you divide it, the answer will be 44.44 km per hour. So that is how you take out the average speed. When you have to take out the average speed, that is how you will take it out. Let's see the next question. And the timer started. It was again asked in the year 2015, guys. The monthly income of Peter and Paul are in the ratio 4:3. Okay, the ratio is 4:3. Their expenses are in the ratio 3:2. Okay, expenses is also given. Monthly income is given. If each saves rupees 6,000 rupees, now this is important. Saving of both of them is 6,000 rupees. What are their monthly income? They are saying what are their monthly income. Both are saving how much? Both are saving 6,000 rupees. 4:3. 4:3. 7 4 ja 28, 7 3 ja 21. Yes. 6 4 ja 24, 6 3 ja 18. Yes. Any of the A and B, if you just see like this. Let's see. The timer has stopped. If you have not done yet, please pause the video. Please try to find the answer yourself. That will be helpful for you. And if you are doing a binge watching, or you just have to see it before the exams, so do it on 1.5x or 2x and then see. So let the incomes be 4x and 3x, expenses be 3y and 2y. Why? Because it is given the ratio is 4:3. So that is why 4x and 3x, that is the income, and the expenses is also given 3:2. So that is why 3y and 2y. Now we know one thing, income minus expense equals to saving. In simple terms, supposingly you are earning 100 rupees, you are spending 50 rupees. After spending from the income, whatever will be left is your saving, in the very same way. So here we have got two statements, 4x minus 3y, 4x from here and 3y from here. That adds up to 6,000. 6,000 is both saving. 3x minus 2y, again 6,000. 6,000 again, both of them saving. Now we have to solve it. When you will solve it, you will get x equals to y equals to 6,000. So the value of x and y equals to what? It is equals to 6,000. Value of x and y equals to 6,000. Now, income of the first one was what? 4x, and the second one was 3x. So 4 into 6,000 and 3 into 6,000. 4 into 6,000 is how much? 24,000. 3 into 6,000 is how much? 18,000. So what will be the right answer? Right answer is A. I hope you have understood. Let's get going, and the timer has started. A father is 9 times as old as his son. Okay, that's great. It's a problem from age problem, asked in the year 2014. Father is 9 times as old as his son. This type of questions we take, let the son's age be x. Okay, father is 9 times as old as his son, so father will be 9x. Okay, and the mother is 8 times as old as his son, so mother has to be 8x. The sum of the father and mother's age is 51, so you can say 9x plus 8x equals to 51. Okay, so you can say 17x equals to 51. So x equals to, I don't know, I'm just giving you a hint. You have to solve it yourself, because still we have not gone through the 1 minute timer. So see, try to solve it yourself. One thing I have seen, guys, if I'll say these questions, while you are in the examination hall, there is a lot of pressure on you, a lot of pressure. It's about the dream, it's about you becoming an aspirant, from an aspirant to become an administrative officer. It's about 1 or 2 questions being right and wrong. You have just finished your GS paper 1 and you are not sure whether the paper was hard or easy, because it might have been hard for you, but you don't know about the world's reaction, about the other aspirants' reaction. So it's quite tough. It's quite very tough, though it is only into qualifying, though it's only 33% or 66 marks. But believe me, I've seen many aspirants failing in this CSAT. If failing means they are not able to get this 33% marks, and many of them I have seen with my eyes passing the GS paper 1, but they were not able to pass the CSAT paper. So guys, don't take it lightly, and when you are in examination hall, please try to calm yourself, calm down. Okay, if you'll calm yourself, things will be normal for you. That is what is required. Anyways, so what we were saying, let the son's age be x, father's age is how much? 9x, mother's age is how much? 8x. They have said 9x plus 8x equals to 17x. They have also given that 17x equals to 51. They have given or not? The sum of the father's and mother's age is 51. So what is the age of the son? Obviously 17x equals to 51. X equals to 51 by 17. 17 3 51. So D 3 years is the correct answer. Okay, let's see the geometry Pythagoras theorem question, and the time starts now. So guys, this question was asked in the year 2014. Location of B is north of A. Okay, B is north of A. Location of C is east of A. Okay. Distance AB and AC are 5 km and 12 km. Okay, respectively. What is the shortest distance between B and C? Okay. So just a rough Pythagoras theorem, if you remember, there always has to be a right angle triangle. Okay. Location of B is north of A. Okay, B is north of A. Something like this or not. And location of C is east of A. Something like this. Distance AB and AC are 5 km and 12 km. So your 1 minute has stopped. AB and AC are 5 km and 12 km. AB 5 km, AC 12 km respectively. You have to find what? The shortest distance between B and C. This is the distance that you need to know. What is this? Okay, let's try and see. Right angle triangle, as we have already seen, with sides 5 km and 12 km. So you must remember there was a formula. Okay, under root the squares of the sides. If you will give, you will get the value of the hypotenuse, or you can say the right angle triangle. This formula is there. So one we have seen is what? One is 5. Okay, and the other one is 12. So 5 square is 25, 12 square is 144, which adds up to be 169 of the square root. So how much it will be? It will be 13 km. It will be 13 km. This is how much? This is 13 km. Okay, so the right answer here is B. I hope you have understood. It's just a Pythagoras theorem question. If you know, you will do it. Let's start to see another question. Again, you have 1 minute time. It is the question from arithmetic series completion. Question. This was asked in the year 2014. What is the missing number in the series? 7, and then you have this missing number. Then you have 21, then you have 31, then you have 43. Okay. You just have to try to see that what is there. What is the difference between 43 and 31? Just try to see. 12. What is the difference between 21 and 31? 10. What is the difference between 7 and question mark? You don't know. What is the difference between question mark and 21? See, if it is 12, if it is 10, can here be something 8? And can here be something 6? Can it be 7, 6, 13? And can this be 13 plus 8, 21? Okay. So again, we are done with this. Let's try to see. 7 to 13 is plus 6. 13 to 21 is plus 8. 21 plus 31 is plus 10. And then you have plus 12. So guys, if you knew this is 12, this is 10. So you could have done in the same way, minus 2, or you could have done plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and the missing number that you have got is 13. Okay, I hope you have understood how we have reached there. Okay, so let's get going with the next question. This is an easy one, so take your time. 1 minute starts now. The question is from profit and loss, and it was asked in the year 2016. A trader marked the price of an article 20% above cost price. Trader has marked the price of an article 20% above the cost price. Okay, supposingly the cost price is 100 rupees. Supposingly. So what the trader has done, it has marked it 20% extra. 20% of 100 is how much? 20% of 100 is 20 rupees. So what is the cost price now? Sorry, marked price now. Cost price was, CP was 100 rupees. He has marked it 20% more. So marked price is what? 120 rupees. Yes or no? He then allowed a 10% discount. The 10% discount will be on cost price or mark price. You have to talk about this. The 10% discount will be on cost price or mark price. Obviously, if you give 10% discount on the cost price, supposingly, just try to understand, then this will be 90 rupees. If he is selling for the 90 rupees, is he going to get any profit? No, he will get a loss of 10%. So he will have to do this 10% discount on the mark price. It is written also over here. But what happens? You will right now say, oh sir, it is written, then also you are saying and confusing us. No, I am not trying to confuse you. I am just trying that how relaxed you are right now. In that very way you should be relaxed in your examination hall, and then only you are not going to do the mistake. So 10% discount on the mark price. Mark price is 120 rupees. 10% of 120 has to be 12. So if he is giving 12 rupees discount in 120, he is selling it for 108 rupees. He bought it for how much? He bought it for 100 rupees. He is selling for 108 rupees. How much is the difference? 8 rupees. How much you transfer it into percentage? It should be 8%. Let's see. So the cost price be 100, mark price be 120, 10% of 120 is 12 rupees, selling price is 108 rupees, profit is 108 minus 100, that is 8. Profit percentage is 8 by 100 into 100, 100 cancelled, you get 8%, 8% is the correct answer. Okay, understood? Let's get going. Question on the mensuration, areas of composite figure. You need to know the area. What is the formula for the area of square and what is the formula for the area of circle? When you know both of them, you just have to do area of circle by area of square and you will get the answer. This is very simple, very easy, but do you know the formula? That's the question. If you know the formula, you will do it very easily. Still 20 seconds left, give your time. But has there to be a pi? Yes, there should be a pi. Pi has come from where? This is pi. Pi has come from where? Pi is used in the area of the circle. When you are taking out the area of the circle, so pi is used. So we have finished our 1 minute. Let's see. Side of a square is a, diagonal of a square, that is a root 2 equals to diameter of a circle. Diameter of a circle. Radius is a root 2 by 2, half of the diameter. Okay. Area of a circle is pi r square. What is area of a circle? It is pi r square. Area of a square is a square. Okay. Area of circle is pi r square. Area of square is a square. Now, what will be the ratio? Ratio, as I said, you just have to divide both of them and you will get the answer. The answer is pi is to 2. The answer is pi is to 2. So you just needed to know the pi r square and the a square. Now let's get going. The timer has started. Calendar odd days concept. If 1st January 2011 was a Saturday, if 1st January 2011 was a Saturday, what day of the week was 1st January 2012? See, they are just asking after one complete year, what will be the change in the day of the same date? What will be the day of the same date? This is what they are asking. Okay, 1st January 2011 and 1st January 2012. Now you just have to take out one thing, and that is 2011 is leap year or not. Is 2011 leap year or not? If you don't know the concept of leap year, you must know it. It will be asked in the exam. Okay, so 2011 is not a leap year. If 2011 is not a leap year, for the very same date we'll just add +1. Plus 1 what? To this Saturday. So plus 1 to the Saturday means what? It means Sunday. So what will be the right answer here, guys? The right answer here will be Sunday. Let's get going. The timer has again started. Number system, sum of digits. The question came in the year 2023. Each digit of a 9-digit number is 1. It is saying it is a 9-digit number and each digit is 1. That's interesting. So this is the number. So they are talking about this number. It is multiplied by itself. It is multiplied by itself. Okay. What is the sum of the digits of the resulting number? Okay guys, one more thing. I have tentatively chosen the moderately easy and moderate questions, because when you are going to give the exams, it is not really required that you concentrate upon the tough questions. So these are the 2 questions which have come from the PYQs. These are not the questions that I have set myself. So what I want to say you is that you will get such type of questions, but it will happen that you will see a tough question, you will see a complex question, and you will just get stuck to that question. You'll waste your 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes on one single question, and that will not be good. So there will be easy questions. Look for the easy question. If any question is taking a lot of time, leave that, go ahead, come back again if you will be left with time, and then do it. Because again the question comes to what? It comes to 33% qualifying and 66 marks. Okay, it only comes to that. So each digit of a 9, so what do you have there? It is multiplied by itself. What is the sum of the digits of the resulting number? It is asking what is the sum. It is not asking the resulting number. It is asking the sum. See, this is how they confuse you. This is how they confuse you. Again and again I am saying. So the number is this much. You are going to square this number or multiply the same number. The numbers that you get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The interesting number, you see it is going from 1 to 9, and then from 9 it is decreasing itself. So interesting number, that's why it was given by UPSC. Now but they have asked the sum of the digits, so you have to do the sum of the digit. 1 plus 2, that is 3, 3, 6, 14, 15, 21, 21, 28, 28, and then you have 36, 45, 45, 53, 60, 66, 71, 75, 75 is 78, 78, 80, 80 plus 1, 81. 81 has to be the correct answer. Okay, so we also have 81 over here. 81 is the correct answer. Hope so you have got it. This is very simple. It was tentatively given to make it a bit lengthy, so it takes up your time, but it was also to confuse you over here. This is asking the sum of the digits of the resulting number. Let's start with this question. And the timer has started. Permutation and combination, password formation. One non-zero digit. One non-zero digit. Non-zero digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. One vowel. How many vowels are there? A, E, I, O, U. 5 of them. One consonant. How many consonants are there? B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. So 21 of them. So what it is asking? Are to be used in forming passwords. Okay. One thing more they have said, in capital letters. Otherwise what would have happened, guys? Otherwise in small letters also it would have asked. So that would have made it a bit more complex, but now it is not complex. are to be used in the framing passwords such that each password has to start with a vowel and end with a consonant. How many such passwords can be generated? Okay, so how many can be generated? It's very simple to do it. Non-zero digit we have seen 1 to 9, 9 choices. Vowels 5 choices. Consonant 21 letters, so 21 choices. Password format vowel plus digit plus consonant. So total password will be how much? 5 into 9 into 21, that is 945. Was it tough? No. But how did you come to this? You have to just solve this type of questions to come to this. It's very simple. Okay, next question. The timer has started. Algebra sum equals product. So guys, CSAT 2023, the question was asked, the sum of all three consecutive integers is equal to their product. How many such possibilities are there? Sum of three consecutive integers is equal to their product. Okay, integers, when we talk about integers, you must understand, integers are, supposingly there is x, this is x plus 1, there is x minus 1. This is an integer. Okay, so the question was asked in the year 2023, the sum of three consecutive integers, it is saying consecutive, this is the word to concentrate upon, is equal to their product, So the time of 1 minute has gone by. Let's see. The integers be x minus 1, x and x plus 1. Okay. Sum x minus 1 plus x plus 1. Okay. When you will do this, minus 1 and plus 1 will be cancelled. X plus x, you will get 3x. Product x minus 1 into x plus 1. Okay. When you will do the sum, you will get x into x square minus 1. Okay. So it has said what? See very nicely. The sum of the three consecutive integers is equal to their product. Okay. So here we see that 3x will be equal to x into x square minus 1. When you will solve it, guys, you will get two values, that is x can be 0 or x equals to plus minus 2. Okay. So x equals to 0, x equals to plus 2, x equals to minus 2. How many you have got? You have got only three possibilities. So what will be the correct answer? The correct answer is C, only 3. Okay. Now let's get going. The timer has started and here is the question to you. There are 8 equidistant points on a circle. There are 8 equidistant points on a circle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, these are the 8 equidistant points on a circle. How many right angle triangles can be drawn using these points as vertices? Okay, how many right angle triangle can be drawn using these points as vertices and taking the diameter as one side of the triangle? How many diameters can be? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's see, guys. Number of diameters is 4, that we have seen. Since 8 points are there, so diametrically opposite pairs will be added, and so there will be 4. For each diameter, the number of right angle triangle will be how much? That will be 6. Choosing the third point not on the diameter, so you will not, you will accept the exclude the third point on the diameter. So the total right angle triangle will be how much? 4 into 6, that is 24. Total will be 4 into 6, that is 24. Number system divisibility. The timer has started again. The question was asked in the year 2020. Let XYZ be a 3-digit number where x plus y plus z is not a multiple of 3. X plus y plus z is not a multiple of 3. It cannot be 3, it cannot be 6, it cannot be 9, it cannot be 27, and so forth and so on. then xyz plus yzx plus zxy is not divisible by what? You have to tell us. Okay, you have to tell it whether it will be divisible by x plus y plus z. It should be divisible. Okay, because x plus y plus z has to be there. 37, 9 and 3, this is the three things you have to see. Let's try to see, guys, what is the correct answer, because your 1 minute has stopped. The sum is xyz plus yz plus zxy is divisible by 3 and 37, but not necessarily by 9 or x plus y plus z if the sum of the digit is not a multiple of 3. Okay, so the answer has to be 9. The answer over here will be what, guys? The answer over here will be 9. And if you want to see it in more detail, you have to come in our comprehensive classes. This is a marathon revision series, so we will just move ahead, and here is your timer again. So the question was asked in the year 2024. On January 1st 2023, a person saved rupees 1. Okay, on January 2nd he saved rupees 2. Okay, more than the previous day. Okay, on January 3rd he saved rupees 2 more than the previous day. Okay, so this is 1 January, this is 2nd January, this is 3rd January, this is 4th January, this is 5th January. He saved rupees 1, and then plus 2, that is 3, then plus 2, that is 5, then plus 2, that is 7, then plus 2, that is 9, and plus 2, that is, it will go on. Okay, at the end of which date was his total savings a perfect square as well as a perfect cube? Now it's very interesting, but I'll give you a hint over here. We'll go to solve the question, but I'll give you a hint, and the hint is 6 square is 36. 6 square is 36. But is 36 also a cube? 72. Try to see, is 72 a square? No. 100. 10 square, but is it a cube? No. You have only one number over here which is also a square and also a cube. So we'll solve the question, but if you would have seen like this, then also you could have got to the answer. Daily savings from an arithmetic progression point of view is how much? 1357. Sum of the first n terms equals to n square. So we need n square to be both a perfect square and a cube. So n square equal to m6, that is n equals to m cube. Smallest such n is 8. Since 8 cube is 512 and 512 square is 262144. But 64 is both a perfect square and a cube. 64 is both a perfect square and a cube. It is square of 8 and a cube of 4. Thus on 64th day, total saving equals to 64 square, which is equals to 4096, which is both a perfect square and a cube. Okay, so what will be the right answer, guys? The right answer is 64th day. Right answer is 64th day. Your 1 minute has started again. Logical reasoning, pin combination. There is a numeric lock which has a 3-digit pin. Okay, the pin contains digit 1 to 7. There is no repetition of digits. The digit is in the pin from left to right are in decreasing order. Any two digits in the pin differ by at least 2. How many maximum attempts does one need to find out the pin with certainty? There is a numeric lock which has 3-digit pin. The pin contains digit 1 to 7. So you have to understand this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there is no repetition of, so you cannot repeat any digit. The digit in the pin from left to right are in decreasing order. So whenever you will write the pins, it has to be in decreasing order. In decreasing order. And any two digit in the pin differ by at least 2. So there has to be difference of at least 2. Okay. How many maximum attempts does one need to find out the pin with certainty? Let's see. So we need to count the number of 3 digit from 1 to 7, no repetition, decreasing order, and each pair of digit differentiate by at least 2. So with that you will come this. Supposingly we are talking about 531. So you can see it is in decreasing order. Also there is a difference of 2 between 5 and 3, 3 and 1, and 5 and 1. Same you see 631. It is again in the decreasing order. There is a difference of 2 between 6 and 3, 3 and 1. 731, 641, 741, 751, 642, 742, 752, 753. All these you can see, guys, there is a difference of how much? There is a difference of at least 2, and there is no repetition. Can you see any repetition over here? There is no repetition. So the total combinations that we get is how many? That is 6 plus 3 plus 1, that is 10. Total combination over here is 10. So C10 is the correct answer over here. Let's get going. This is the next question. CSAT 2021. It was asked, one page is torn from a booklet whose pages are numbered in the usual manner, starting from the first page as 1. Okay. So you must have seen in the books, the one page that we say one page. If we can take any one page over here. Supposingly this is a page, so this will be 1 and this side will be 2. Okay, remember that is very important to remember. The sum of the remaining numbered at the usual manner starting from the page as 1. The sum of the numbers on the remaining pages is 195. So remaining pages, the sum of the number is 195. The torn page contains which of the following number? You have to tell the torn page contains which of the following number. Okay, so there is the time of 1 minute, and let's see how we are going to do it. Let total number of pages be n. Okay, we don't know, so let it be n. Sum of all pages is n in bracket n plus 1 by 2. Okay, by 2 why? Because as I've said you already, both the sides will be count. Sum of remaining pages equals to 195. Sum of torn pages equals to total sum minus 195. Okay, whatever the total is, in that if you minus 195 you will get sum of the torn pages. Okay, then if we put n equals to 14, total sum equals to 14 into 15 by 2, that is 105. 105 minus 195 minus 90 is not possible. Then try n, that is 20. Total sum equals to 210. 210 minus 195 equals to 15. So sum of the torn pages equals to 15. Now if you have to put 15 over here, so where you will get? 11 plus 12, 9 plus 10, 5 plus 6, 7 plus 8. 7 plus 8, 15 is the correct answer over here. 7 plus 8, 15 is the correct answer here. But if 90 would have been there, guys, how could we have reached 90 over here? No. Okay, 19 was there, but 90 was not there. That is why 15, 7 and 8 are the torn pages. Okay, I hope so you have understood. Getting ahead, the timer is on. Geometry chessboard diagonals question. It is on a chessboard. In how many different ways can 6 consecutive squares be chosen on the diagonals along a straight path? For this you must know how a chessboard is. Your 1 minute has started. So this is how you have your chessboard, but not exactly what I have drawn. You will have 8 into 8. Okay, so in that you have to find out how many different ways can 6 consecutive squares be chosen on the diagonals along a straight path. Okay, on the diagonals along a straight path, that you have to say. Okay, so there you go, the 1 minute is done. You will get these questions from chess, you will get the questions from the cards, you will also get the questions like red ball and other balls and all. So in 8 into 8 chessboard has 2 main diagonals of length 8. Okay, 2 main diagonals. From each diagonal, number of ways to choose 6 consecutive squares equals to 3. Okay, so total ways will have 3 main diagonal plus 3 other main diagonal will be 6. So it is very simple, 6 is the correct answer over here. Okay, now let's get going. The question asked in the year 2024, two persons P and Q enter into a business. Okay, P invests rupees 14,000 more than Q. P has invested how much? 14,000 rupees more than Q. Okay, but P has invested for 8 months. P has invested 14,000 more than Q, and P has invested for 8 months. Okay, we know this. Q has invested for 10 months. P for 8 months and Q for 10 months. If P's share is rupees 400 more than Q's share out of the total profit of rupees 2000. P's share is how much? 400 more than Q's share out of how much? Total profit 2000. What is the capital contributed by P? This is what you have to take out. Most of the things are given to you. You just need to put things into places to get the correct answer, and we will see that. The 1 minute has stopped, guys, and let's see. Q's investment, let it be X, then P's investment is X plus 14,000. Why X plus 14,000? P invest rupees 14,000 more than Q. Okay, so Q is X, so P will be how much? X plus 14,000. Okay, profit is divided in the ratio of investment into time. So okay, P's share will be how much? P's share, that is to Q share, is X plus 14,000 into 8. Okay, 8 is what? 8 here is 8 months. Okay, and buy will be how much? X. X is his investment, the investment of Q, into 10. 10 is what? 10 is months. Now given P's share is 400 more than Q's share and total profit is 2000 rupees. Okay, let's denote Q's share as Y, then P's share is Y plus 400. Okay, Y plus 400, understood till now? Q's share is Y, then P's share will be Y plus 400 because P's share is 400 more than Q's share. Okay, now total profit will be how much? Y plus 400 equals to 2000. Okay, P's share plus Q's share is equals to 2000 total profit. 2y plus 400 will be how much? 2000. So 2y will be 1600. Y equals to 800. What was y, guys? What did we take as y? Total profit is y plus 400. Y was Q's share. Q's share is y. So Q's share is 800. So what will be P's share? 2000 minus 800 equals to 1200. So what we have got? We have got P's share here, 1200 rupees. Now set up the ratio. Set up the ratio and see. X plus 14,000 by times, that is 8, by times, that is 10. Again equals to fraction. You have 1200 into 800. Okay, put all the values over there, and after putting all the values, this is what you are going to get. You will get the correct answer to be 30,000 rupees. The capital contributed by P is how much? The capital contributed by P is 30,000 rupees. So you just have to put the numbers into perspective and your right answer will come. Okay, if you will see, guys, these questions were deliberately made lengthy. These were not the questions which were hard, but it were made lengthy so that more of your time was taken, and as more of your time will be taken, so in that case you might panic. So not panic. You should not panic in the CSAT exam. The timer has started again, guys. Time, speed and distance, boats and streams. Question is from the year 2023. A boat covers 20 km downstream in 6 hours. 24 km downstream in 6 hours. Okay, downstream, and the same distance upstream in 8 hours. Now it has to go upstream, so it is taking 8 hours. Downstream it took how much? 6 hours. What is the speed of the boat in still water? Now this is very easy, very simple. Okay, you just need to know how it is done. If you know the formula, if you know how it is done, very easily you will be able to solve this question. Okay, we still have 10 seconds left. Try solving it. If you will not be able to solve, we will solve it. But if you want to solve it yourself, pause the video and then solve it and then come back and see again. So here we are done with the time. Let the steel of the boat in the still water be b kilometer per hour. Okay, and the speed of the stream be s kilometer per hour. So downstream speed is always how much? B plus s. Okay, downstream you are always supported. Okay, you are always in addition, and upstream is what? B minus s. Okay, the speed of the boat in still water, and with the speed of the stream you'll minus that. Okay, now given downstream is 24 kilometer in 6 hours. Downstream it is given 24 kilometer in 6 hours, so that will be 24 by 6, that is 4 kilometer per hour. And upstream it is 24 kilometer in 8 hours. 24 kilometer 8 hours is 3 kilometer per hour. Now set up the equation. B plus s. B plus s is how much? 4 kilometer per hour for downstream. Downstream we will add the speed. B minus s will minus 3 kilometer per hour, so it is 3. Now just see guys, b plus s plus b minus s is equals to how much? It will be equals to 7. So 2b will equals to how much? S and s will be cancelled over here. That's why 2b is equals to 7. B will equals to how much? B will be 7 by 2, that is 3.5 kilometer per hour. B will be how much? 3.5 kilometer per hour. What is the speed of the boat in the still water? It is 3.5 kilometer per hour. I hope so you have understood. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see what is the value of x in the sequence 20, 10, 10, 15, 30, 75 and x. If you see one thing, you will see first it is decreasing. First you see it is decreasing. It is equal, same. Then it is increasing. Then it is increasing. Then it is increasing. Somewhere the other here it looks like it is multiplying. Okay, we have to find x over here. The time has started. You have more 20 seconds left. Okay, so if we try to multiply 20 with 1, we'd have got 20. But if we try to multiply 20 with half, that is 0.5, we would have got 10. Yes or no? We would have got 10. Okay. Let's see. Are we going in the right path or no? So the given series is 20, 10, 10, 15, 30. So somewhere the other, let's see. We'll multiply 20 into 0.5. How much we will get? We'll get 10. Then we multiply 10 into 1. How much you will get? You will get 10. Then you multiply 10 into 1.5. How much you will get? You will get 15. Then you multiply 15 into 2. How much you will get? 30. Then you multiply 30 into 2.5. How much you will get? 75. Then you multiply 75 into 3. How much you will get? 225. What is happening? 0.5 is increasing. 0.5 is increasing. 0.5 is increasing. So what was the question asked here? What is the sequence? What will be x? So 0.5 has increased, and what will be x? X will be 225. X will be 225 to be the correct answer. Okay, I hope so you have understood. So we started with 0.5 here, it multiplied with 0.5, then again it multiplied with 1, it multiplied with 1.5, it multiplied with 2, it multiplied with 2.5, it multiplied with 3. Okay, let's get going. Let's see the next question. The timer has started. Two friends X and Y start running, and they run together for 50 meter in the same direction. Okay, 50 meter in the same direction. They are running, both are running in 50 meter in the same direction. Okay, X and Y. And they run together for 50 meter in the same direction and reach a point. They have reached a point. X turns right and runs 60 meter. X turns right X turns right and runs 60 meter. While Y turns left and runs 40 meter. This is Y, this is X. Then X turns left and runs 50 meter. Okay, they were running this side. Now left will be here. So the time has stopped. X turns left and runs 50 meter and stops. Okay, 50 meter, and here it has stopped. While Y turns right, okay, Y turns right, yes, and runs 50 meter and then stops. Okay, both are running 50 meter. How far are the two friends from each other now? 40 plus 60 should be 100. 100 is given also. Let's see how we have done this. The path taken by them has been represented below. So here they start with 50 meter. Okay, I'll just elongate it for both of all of you. So they have started, if you can see, 50 meter. Then you can see one has gone to the left, one has gone to the right, 40 meter and 60 meter. After that again one goes to the left 50 meter, one again goes to the right 50 meter. What is the difference between them? What is this difference to this difference? 40 plus 60, that is 100 meter apart at the end. Okay, 100 meter apart at the end. I hope so it is clear to you now. Okay, so the right answer over here is A. Let's see some of the reasoning questions now. Okay, so the timer is started. Year 2024, water and honey mixture. What percentage of water must be mixed with honey so as to gain 20% by selling the mixture at the cost price of honey? Okay, what percentage of water must be added to get 20% profit? Supposingly there is 100 ml of honey costing 100 rupees. Now you want to get 20%, so you add 20 ml water and you want to get the profit of 20%, so you have to sell it for 120 rupees. Okay, understand one thing, the cost price is 100, you have to sell it for 120, then only you will make 20% profit. Okay, so if you add 20 ml of water, 120 ml the total mixture have become, and you are selling that 120 ml for 120 rupees, that is 1 ml for 1 rupee. Yes or no? Yes. So what percent of water must be mixed? 20 ml must be 20%. Let's see. 100 ml honey cost rupees 100 rupees. Selling price has to be 120 rupees because you need to have the 20% gain. To sell rupees 120 at rupees 1 per ml, volume must be 120 ml. Yes, 20 ml water mixed. So water percentage will be how much? It will be 20%. Water percentage will be how much? It will be 20%. So A, 20% is the correct answer. Next question, and your timer has started now. Question 421 and 427, when divided by the same number, they are divided by the same number, leave remainder 1. They leave the remainder 1. How many such divisors are there? Okay, so this is the question of remainder for 421 and 427. The question was asked in the year 2024. 421 and 427, when divided by the same number, leave the remainder 1. So you must decrease 1 from them. 420 and 427 minus 1, 426. Okay, 420 and 426. Now what is the difference between 420 and 426? 426 minus 420, is how much? 6. Yes or no? Yes. So when you have this, can you get the answer or not? How many such devices? So the timer has also stopped. Let's see. 421 minus 1, 420, 427 minus 1, 426. Why we have done that? Because the remainder is 1. They have said the remainder is 1. That is why. Okay. Difference between them is how much? Difference between them is 426 minus 420, that is 6. Divisor of 6 is a what? 1. 6 can be divided by 1, 6 can be divided by 2, 6 can be divided by 3, 6 can be divided by 6. Yes or no? Yes. So you exclude 1. How many are you left with? You are left with 3 valid divisors, because every number is somewhere or the other divided by 1. So how many you are left with? You are left with C3. You are left with C3. Okay, that is 2, 3 and 6. Let's see the next question, and your timer has started now. Father son age problem 2024. It was asked. A father says n years ago I was as old as you are now. Okay, a father has said what? Supposingly a father has said that 10 years ago I was as old as you are now. 10 years ago, supposingly that both the ages of father and the son were same. Okay, what the son's age is now, father's age at 10 years ago was the same. My present age is 4 times your age n years ago. Okay, again the n years ago. Total current age is how? 130. Total age, both of them, the total age is 130. What is the age difference? What is the age difference they are asking? Okay, let's see. The time has stopped. Son's age, let it be x. So what will be the father's age? Father's age will be x plus n. Understood? There is no rocket science over here. Now x plus n will be equal to what? My present age is 4 times your age n years ago. My present age is 4 times your age n years ago. Okay, so 4 into x minus n. Okay, present age is how much? 4 times your age n years ago. Okay, so now you have got this x plus n. Why am I writing 9 every time? Equals to 4 into x minus n. You just have to solve this. When you solve this, what you will get? You will get n equals to 30. What you will get? You will get n equals to 30. So what will be son's age? Son's age will be, guys, what will be son's age? The age difference. The age difference here we are getting is how much? 30. Okay, the age difference here is 30. We had to find the age difference. Okay, so that was the correct answer over here. Angle between clock hands at 4:25. What is the angle between the clock hand at 4:25? This is related to the clocks, and there is, guys, a degree already given. These clock hands questions do come. So the time has started, and you have to say what is the angle between minute and hour hands at 4:25. Okay, at 4:25, what is the angle between minute and hour hands? Okay, you have to say that 12.5 degree, 15 degree, 17.5 degree, or 20 degree. What is the correct answer? Okay, try finding out. And we have seen all these questions. If you will be revising, please do it on 1.5x or 2x and then watch it, so that it will be easy for you to understand. I think till now we have done almost 30 to 35 questions, or maybe more than that, and we will see the answer of this question in the next 5 seconds. So the clock is ticking, and the clock will also tick in the examination hall. With this I am reminded, please I don't know nowadays they allow you or not, but the watch used to play a very important role, where you see in every question we are not giving more than 1 to 2 minutes. This is very important. So minute hand is 25 into 6, that is 150 degree. Hour hand is 4 into 30 plus 25 into 0.5, that is 132.5 degree. When you do minus, you will get the answer is to be 17.5 degree. So C 17.5 degree is the angle between minute and hour hand at 4:25. Okay, the next question. Number of times digit 5 appears. How many times is the digit 5 used in the page numbers from 1 to 260? From 1 to 260, how many times digit 5 is used? Okay, you can see at 1 to 10 you will have once. Okay, then 10 to 20 when it will come, then again you will have once. Like that only you just go on seeing in the numbers how many times it will come. There will be a way how you are going to solve it. We'll just see. If you try to solve yourself, there are more 20 seconds for you to see, and after 20 seconds we will see what is the correct answer of this question. Okay, so 14 more seconds to go. As I was saying, don't panic in the exam when you start CSAT, and if you see that there are many questions that you can't do, there will be comprehensions. And guys, decision making, you might get the questions from decision making. Okay, it has been the time that UPSC has not scrapped interpersonal skill and decision making. So unit places 26 times, that is 5, 15, 255. The unit place, we are talking about the unit place. Okay, it will come how many times? It will come 26 times. The 10 places, it will come 30 times, that is the 50, 59, 150, 159, 250, 259, the 10th place. Okay, so total will be how much? 26 plus 30, that is 56. 26 plus 30 will be 56. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is 56. The next question, the timer has started, guys. It was asked again in the year 2024. P costs 25% more than R. P's cost is how much? P's cost is 25% more than R. R is 20% more than Q. R is how much? R is 20% more than Q. Total equals to 3330. What is P's cost? You have to tell us what is P's cost. So if the cost of Q is supposedly Q, so the cost of R will be how much? Q plus 20%. And the cost of P will be how much? The cost of P will be Q plus 20% plus 25% of Q plus 20%. Okay, so the timer has ended, and let's see how we are going to do that. Q equals to X. Okay, let the price of Q be X. So R will be how much? R will be 1.2x. And P will be how much? P will be 1.5x. From where are we getting this? Guys, we are getting this from this 25% and this 20%. Okay, so this 20% is 1.2x, and here we have 1.5x. So x plus 1.2x plus 1.5x equal to how much? 3.7x. Now that is equals to 3330. X equals to how much? X equals to 900. X was what? X was Q, and Q is what? 900. Okay, so now what you wanted to find out? You wanted to find out what is P's cost. What is P? P equals to 1.5x. P is equals to 1.5 into 900. When you do 1.5 into 900, how much you will get? You will get 900 plus 450. When you add 900 plus 450, how much you will get? You will get 1350. So what is the right answer? The right answer over here is D, 1350. Let's get going and let's see the next question. Average weight calculation. That was asked in the year 2022. The average weight of ABC is 40 kg. ABC average weight is 40 kg. The average weight of BDE is 42 kg. Okay. and the weight of F is equals to that of B. F equals to B. What is the average weight of A, B, C, D, E and F? What is the average weight of A, B, C, D, E and F? This is being asked. Okay, this might seems to you to be very tough, but it is not tough at all. Okay, you just have to substitute F with B or B with F, and then you will get the correct answer over here. Okay, you just have to substitute, and I'll just show you how you are going to do it. It's not that very hard. Okay, so let's get started, and your time has got up for 1 minute. Let's see, guys. A plus B plus C equals to 3 into 40, that is 120. From where are we getting this? See, A plus B plus C is 40 kg. It is 40 kg, but that is the average weight. So we are taking the weight of each of them. So that is why 3 into 40. Okay, A plus B plus C. So average weight was given. A is also 40, B is also 40, C is also 40. So we have come to 120. Understood? Now see, B plus D plus E is 42. Again 3 into 42 should be there. There are 3, B, D, E 3. So you get 120, you get 126. Now you have also got F equals to B. You have also got F equals to B. Now see what we will do. We'll do A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F equals to 120. Yes or no? Yes. Plus D plus E plus F equals to 120. Yes or no? Yes. 120 plus 126 minus B plus B. Now why we are doing this? Understand this. Okay, try to understand. Total weight is how much? A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F, all we have to 120. Okay, now D plus E plus F equals to 120 plus 126 minus B plus B. 126 minus B, why? Okay, because F equals to B. F equals to B. Okay, so that is why. So you will have what? 120 plus 126, that will be equals to 246. 120 plus 126 will be equals to how much? It will equals to 246. And when you divide 246 by 6, how much you will get? When you divide 246 by 6, you will get 41. You will get how much? You will get 41. Okay, so when you count over here A, B, C, B, D, E, okay, A, B, C, B, D, E, okay, at that time always remember that A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F equals to 120. We have seen from here. Now we have to also take out D, E, F, where we have added it again, and that is why at the end we see we calculate 120 plus 126, and when we see what is 120 plus 126, we get 246 by 6, that is 41 kg answer. Okay, so the right answer we have seen 41. Let's see the next. So syllogism is the question over here. Pens, books and chairs. All pens are books. All pens are books. All pens are books, supposingly. Okay, no chair is a pen. No chair. Supposingly this is chair. No chair is a pen. Now all chairs are books. Can we see that? No, we cannot say that. Some chairs are pens. Some chairs are pens. No, chair is here, pen is here. We cannot say that also. All books are chairs. All books are chairs. No, we cannot say that also. No chair is a book. No chair is a book. Okay. Now, which one of the following is correct? Only conclusion 1, I don't think so. Only conclusion 2, I don't think so. Okay, one minute has ended. Both conclusion 3 and 4, I don't think so. None of the conclusions follow, I think so. Let's see. None of the conclusions follow. From the statement we cannot deduce any of the conclusions. Okay, once again we will see All pens are books. Supposingly this is pen and this is book. So all pen are books. Okay, we have seen that. No chair is a pen. So chair has to be different. It is no pen and it is nothing said about the books also. So all chairs are books. All chairs are books. No, there is no relation has been said. So we can't follow this. Some chairs are pens. Again, there no relation is said. So we can't follow this. All books are chairs. Again, no relation is said, though we can't follow this. No chair is a book. No chair is a book. This can be followed, cannot be followed. So this is not in the option also given. Only conclusion 4 follows is not given. Okay. So that is why what is the right answer? D. Data sufficiency, CMA's rank. Okay, year 2021. Priya. Okay, sorry. The timer has started now, guys. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema and it is 31st from the bottom. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema. Okay, supposingly Seema is here. Priya is, this is Priya, 4 rank below. And is 31st from the bottom. So Priya is 31st from bottom. So if Priya is 31st from bottom, this will be 32, this will be 33, this will be 34, and Seema will be how much? Seema will be 35. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. Okay. Now, Anna is 2 rank above Seema. Anna is 2 rank above Seema. And is 37th from the bottom. Okay. Anna is 37th from the bottom. Now, what is Seema's rank from top in the class of 40 students? Okay. So, we have already seen. It's not that hard to take out. Anna's rank 2 ranks above Seema and is 37th from the bottom. So in both the cases we are able to see that Seema is 35. Okay, once again we'll see, don't worry if you have not understood. See, Priya is 4 ranks below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema. So supposingly this is Priya. Supposingly this is Priya. And she is 4 ranks below Seema. 1, 2, 3, and this is Seema. Okay. Now see what they are saying. Priya is 4 ranks below Seema and is 31st from the bottom. What is Priya's rank? It is 31st from bottom. From bottom she is 31st. So what is Seema? 32, 33, 34. 35 is Seema. This is what we have understood. Now see the next one. Anna is 2 ranks above Seema. Anna is 2 rank above Seema. Anna is 2 rank above Seema. 1, 2. So this is Anna. And is 37th from the bottom. And she is 37th from the bottom. She is 37th from the bottom. Okay. What is Seema's rank from the top in a class of 40 students? In both the cases we can see, in Anna's case also she is 37, she is 2 above the Seema. Okay, so Seema should be 35. Okay, and in both the cases, so what they are asking, what is Seema's rank? Which of the following is correct? Statement 1 alone is not sufficient. No, statement 1 alone is sufficient. Statement 2 alone is not sufficient. Statement 2 alone is sufficient. Either statement 1 or alone or statement 2 alone is sufficient. Yes. Okay. Both statements are required. No, both statements are not required. With one statement also you can understand that Seema's rank is 35. Let's see the next question, and the timer has started. Asked in the year 2022, a man walks 3 km north. Okay. A man walks 3 km north. Then turns east and walks 4 km. Then turns east and walks 4 kilometers. And WSE is this side. Okay. Turns east. 1 minute. Okay, turns east and walks 4 kilometers. Okay, then turns south and walks 3 kilometers. Turns south and walks 3 kilometers. Okay, 1 minute has stopped. How far is he from the starting point? How far is he from the starting point, guys? What do you think? Should it be 4 kilometers? Let's see. The man walks 3 kilometers north. We have seen it goes 3 kilometers north, then walks 4 kilometers east, walks 4 kilometers east, then 3 kilometers south, 3 kilometers south. His net movement is 4 kilometers east. Okay, therefore he is 4 kilometers away from the starting point. He is away 4 kilometers, as we can see here. How much it is? 4 kilometers. Sorry, here also it should be 4 kilometers. Okay, so what is the right answer? The right answer over here is A, 4 kilometers. Okay, now let's see the next question. The timer has started. Coding decoding 2021. In a certain code, apple is written as ELPA. How is orange written in that code? It's very simple. Just try to see something. Just try to see something. I'll give you one example, and that is do you find a clue over here? If not, in 10 seconds you will. The first letter has gone to the last. The last letter has come to the first. And so the others have also followed. The 1 minute has stopped. So what is happening over here, guys? You see the last letter E, then L, then P, then P, then A. Is it the same? E, L, P, P, A. Okay. So again the same thing we have to do. E, then G, then N, then A, then R, then O. Ignaro, 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 Ignaro is the correct answer. Okay, understood? Okay, let's get ahead and let's see the next question. Pointing to a photograph. Very important blood relation questions. Pointing to a photograph. Okay, let's create a photograph. Okay, pointing to a photograph, a man said, let there be a man also. Unique hairstyle, and he's pointing. Okay. Pointing to a photograph, a man said, I have no brothers and sister. So this person is not having any brother and sister. Okay. But that man's father, that man, matlab this pic, that man's father, okay, that man's father. Your 1 minute has stopped. That man's father is my father's son. That man's father, this man's father, is my father's son. My father's son. My father's son is who? My father's son is he, this man himself. This man himself is my father's son. Why this man himself is my father's son? Because he has no brothers and sister. He has no brothers and sister. My father's son. Okay. So that man's father is my father's son. That man's father मतलब इसका बाप. Okay, ये जो पिक्चर में है, the person who is in picture, his father, okay, is his father's son, मतलब he himself. तो who is the father of this person? This person himself. This person himself is the father. That man's father is my father's son. This person's father is who? This person's father is my father's son, means me. Whose photograph it is? Whose photograph? His son's. His son's. Okay, that man's father is who? Is my father's son. So what is the right answer? The right answer is his son. My father's son refers to himself as he has no siblings. Therefore that man's father is me, so that man is his son. Okay, next question, and the time starts now. All cats are animals. All cats are animals came in the year 2023 Syllogism. Some animals are dogs. All cats are animals. Some animals are dogs. Conclusion. All cats are animals. All cats are animals. Okay. Some animals are dogs. Some animals are dogs. Okay. Now, what are the conclusions? Some cats are dogs. Some cats are dogs. No relationship can be seen. All animals are cats. All animals are cats. No, not all animals are cats. All cats are animals, but not all animals are cats. So, let's see. You try to solve it yourself. We have 1 second left, and here it is. Okay. So, let's say, guys, what happens? All cats are animals. It is saying, oh, we have seen that all cats are animals and all those things. Some cats are dogs, all animals are cats. Only conclusion one follows, all cats are animals. Some cats are dogs. Can we say some cats are dogs? No, we cannot say some cats are dogs. So we cannot say. Only conclusion 2 follows, all animals are cats. All animals are cats. We cannot say that also. Both conclusion 1 and 2 follow. Both conclusion 1 and 2 follow. We cannot say that. Neither conclusion 1 nor 2 follows. Neither conclusion 1 nor 2 follows. Okay. For the statement, we cannot deduce either conclusions definitively. Okay. So if you see over here, they said all cats are animals. So we do this, all cats inside the animal. Inside the animal we have done. Some animals are dogs. So we have given some animals with dogs separately. Now they are saying the conclusion, some cats are dogs. Now see, there is no relation between cats and dogs. So this does not follow. All animals are cats. See, all animals are this. So animals are bigger. Cats are smaller. So it is not said that all animals are cats. Okay. So that is why it does not follow. Let's see the next. And the timer has started. Simple one. It came in the year 2022. What comes next in the series? You have 2, then you have 6, then you have 12, then you have 20, then you have 30. If you try to see the difference, anytime if you get all this type of questions, see the difference. 20 and 30, 10, 12 and 20 is 8, 6 and 12 is 6, 2 and 6 is 4. Okay. Do you see a pattern over here? 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. So 30 plus 12 will be how much? 42. 42 is given here or not? It is given. So still there is 10 seconds left, but this was very easy, so I should not have wasted your time. So the right answer is 42 here. Okay, and with that your 1 minute has also happened. So this shows what? This shows that there will also be easy questions like this, and you will only be able to solve these easy questions if you are calm, if you are relaxed. So whenever you go in the examination hall while you are having this CSAT examination, or even the GS examination, first and foremost, sit, take deep breath, hold it, and release it as slowly as you can. And do it 3 times. As slowly as you can release. And do it while closing your eyes, and you feel very relaxed, very calm. And say to yourself, my exam will go the best. I have prepared my best, and if it will be easy for me, it will be because I have worked hard. If it will be hard for me, it will be harder for everybody else. And that's the way how you give your exam. Anyways, let's see the next question. Year 2021. I have started the timer. Question is, if 1st January 2021 was a Friday, the what day of the week was 1st January 2022? Again, we have done this question, guys. 2021 is a leap year. No, 2021 is not a leap year. So just 1 plus 1 you will add, Friday plus 1. Will not waste our time over here. Saturday is the correct answer. 2021 is not a leap year, so it has 365 days. 365 mod 7 equals to 1 day. So 1st January 22 is 1 day ahead, that is Saturday. Saturday is the correct answer over here, and we have done it more quickly. So this type of questions come, it came in the year 2021, it might again come, something related to this. Just see if it is a leap year or not. If it will be a leap year, then you just have to make that addition. Okay, so 1 minute is completed. We have started another 1 minute. At what time between 3 and 4 o'clock will the hands of clock be together? At what time between 3 and 4 o'clock? This will be 3, this here is 4. Okay, and they are asking at what time the hands of the clock will be together. So let's try to see. You try to find out. Till then I'm just drawing the clock. So you have to see at what time 3 and 4 the hands of the clock will be together. So that's the end of 1 minute. Let's see, guys, what's the correct answer. So 3, 16 and 4 by 11, that is the correct answer. The hands are together at 16 by 11 minutes past 3, which is 3 hours 16 minute 4 by 11. Okay, 3 hours 16 minute 4 by 11, somewhere the other here. Okay, and this place, both this and this, the small one and the larger one will be here. Okay, so that is the correct answer. 4 by 11 included. Let's see the next question, and the timer has started. 2023, this question was asked. 5 people A, B, C, D and E are sitting in a row. Okay, A is to the right of B but to the left of C. D is to the right of C but to the left of E. Who is sitting in the middle? So you have to get the correct answer. Who is sitting in the middle? This is what has been asked to you. So you just have to arrange it as they have said, and then you will get the correct answer. It's not that very hard. Again, I am trying to prove you with these questions that these questions have come in the year 23. We have seen the questions which have come in the year 24. We've seen the questions of 22, 21, 20. Okay, and there are easy questions. Okay, don't get into that panic situation that they are giving the questions from the CAT, they are giving questions from the MAT. they are giving the question from SBI PO and all, and it's very tough. Well, even if it is very tough, you don't need to answer all the 100% of the questions. You just need how much? You need 33%. But again, you don't just do 33%. You need to do somewhere around 50-55% if you are very sure. If you are very sure 50-55% is more than enough, or do somewhere around 60 to 70%. Okay? Because sometimes when you are too very confident and you just do 35% or 40%, then you might see that there are some questions which were wrong, and then you have to suffer. Okay, so let's see what it is saying. 5 people A, B, C, D, and E are sitting in a row. A is to the right of B. Okay, A is to the right of B. A is to the right of B. Okay, here A is to the right of B. See, B's right side is this one and left side is this one. A is to the right of B. Okay, but to the left of C. But to the left of C. C's left is this side, C's right is this side. Okay, A is to the right of B, but to the left of C. D is to the right of C. D is to the right of C. Yes, but to the left of E. But to the left of E. Am I right? Yes. Who is sitting in the middle? Now see. To this side, C is in the middle. So C is the correct answer. Okay, once again see. A is to the right of B. A is to the right of B, but to the left of C. But to the left of C. D is to the right of C. D is to the right of C, right side of C, but to the left of E. But to the left of E. Who is sitting in the middle? Who is sitting in the middle? C is sitting in the middle. C is sitting in. So what is the right answer? We have seen what is the right answer. Let's see the next question. Year 2022. What comes next in the series A, C, F, J, O? Okay, what is this question mark? Let's try and see till there is 1 minute. A, B and C. Okay, C, D and E, then F. Okay, F, then G, H, I, then J. Okay, J, then K, L, M, N. Okay, so O, then what it will be? You see here it was 1 was the difference, here 2 became the difference, here 3 became the difference, here 4 became the difference, so here 5 should be the difference. So what should be the correct answer? I have given you the hint. Now tell me, what will be the next? So guys, why are we sitting together? We are sitting together for your CSAT preparation. So don't panic in the examination hall. I am saying you again and again. So O plus 5. P, Q, R, S, T. P, Q, R, S, T. Here should be U. What is the correct answer? A, U is the correct answer. I hope so you have understood. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how it is increasing. So A, U is the correct answer over here. Okay. Let's see the next question. The timer has started again. It was asked in the year 2021. It's of data sufficiency. Question. What is the value of X? What is the value of X? Statement is given. X plus Y equals to 10. X plus Y equals to 10. Okay. Do we know the value? What is X? X can be 10 minus Y. What is value of Y? Y can be 10 minus X. Rest nothing we know. Acha, they are saying Y equals to 4. Y equals to 4. Okay. So if X equals to 10 minus Y, so X equals to 10 minus 4, so X equals to 6. And when X equals to 6, so Y will be equals to 4. Yes or no? Yes. So what it is saying? The question is saying that we are done with our 1 minute. What is the value of X and the statement is given here. Statement 1 alone is sufficient. If you knew only x plus y equals to 10, would you have taken out the value of x and y? No. Statement 2 alone is sufficient. Y equals to 4. No, it doesn't say anything about x. Both statement together are sufficient. Yes, both statement together are sufficient. Yes. Neither statement is sufficient. No. The answer has to be C. Okay, both statement together are sufficient. That is why we come to know x plus y equals to 10. As statement 2 gives us y equals to 4. Then together x will be equals to 6. That is the correct answer. Let's see the next question, and the timer has started. The question was asked in the year 2022. To improve road safety, the government should increase the penalty for traffic violation. What it is saying? To improve what? To improve road safety. To improve what? To improve road safety. You are improving what? Road safety. The government, who? The government should increase what? Increase the penalty for traffic violation. Increase what? Increase the penalty for traffic violation. Why the penalty for traffic violation should be increased? To improve road safety. Okay. Assumptions. Higher penalties may reduce traffic violations. Higher penalties, when penalties will be higher, these might reduce traffic violations. Can we take that assumption? Yes. That is why it is saying to improve road safety, the government should increase the penalty for traffic violations. Okay, so 1 minute has stopped. Traffic violations are a major cause of a road accident. Traffic violations are a major cause of what? Of a road accident. Okay. Traffic violations are a major cause of a road accident. Are they or are they not? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Now, only assumption 1 is implicit, only assumption 2 is implicit. What is right according to you? I think both 1 and 2 are implicit. Let's see. Yes, both 1 and 2 are implicit. The suggestion to increase penalties assume that violations are common, that is assumption 2, and that higher penalties would deter such behavior, that is assumption 1. Okay. So what is right? The higher penalties may reduce the traffic violation. True, traffic violations are a major cause of road accident. So C, both 1 and 2 are implicit is the correct answer. Okay, getting ahead. The timer has started. All pens are books. All pens are what? All pens are books. Okay. Some books are paper. Some books are papers. Okay. Which of the following conclusions follow? Let's try to see. Some papers are pens. Is there any relation between paper and pen? Has there anything been said? No, it has not been said. So, some books are pens. Some books are pens. Can be. Some books can be pen or cannot be. Because they have said all pens are books, but they have not said all books are pen. But they are not also asking all books. They are saying some books are pens. What they are saying? Some books are pens. So guys, your 1 minute has stopped. Let's see. What is the right answer? Only 2 follows. From the statement, all pens are books. So some books are definitely pens. Some books are definitely pens, but no direct relation between pens and paper. So 1 does not follow. 2 follows. Okay. Some books are pens. That is the correct answer over there. Let's move ahead and let's see the next question. Coding, decoding. If the order of the letter in the English alphabet is reversed, try to understand this. The order of the letter in the English alphabet is reversed. Okay, you have reversed it, and each letter represents the letter whose position it occupies. Then which one of the following represents Lucknow? What it is saying? How many alphabets are there? There are 27 alphabets. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to somewhere or the other see that is L, this U, this C, this K, this A, and the O, W. I'll just see like this. We have a lot of time over here, that's why I'm doing this, but you don't sit in the examination hall and start doing all this. Okay, so this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25, and you have 26. Okay, why did we say 27? You'll understand why we said 27 now. If the order of the letter in the English alphabet is reversed and each letter represents the letter whose position it occupies, this is very important. Each letter represents the letter whose position it occupies. So that is why we have 27 over here. Otherwise you have 26 complete alphabet. So we will do what? We will subtract them with 27. Subtract 27 with what? Subtract 27 with L. L is what? L is 12. 27 minus 12 equals to what? 15. Same way, subtract 27 with U. What is U? U is what? 21. 27 minus 21, that is 4. See here. Sorry. 27 minus 21 will be 4. I have also gone mad. So see here. We basically need to find the opposite letter of the letters in the given word. Opposite letter position equals to 27 minus letter position. Okay, opposite letter is why 27? Because there are 26 total plus 1. Plus 1 has been added for that same letter position. Okay, so 27 minus 12 equals to 15. 15 is what? 15 is O. 15 is O. 27 minus 21 is 6. 6 is what? 6 is F. And so forth and so on. We'll see 24 is X. We will see 27 minus 11 is P. Then we have 27 minus 14 is M. Then 12 is L. And then this. So what will be the right answer? OFX PMLD. OFX PMLD is the correct answer. The D is the correct answer. I hope so you have understood. In the order of the letter in the English alphabet is reversed. They are saying it is reversed. And each letter represents the letter whose position it occupies. It represents the letter whose position it occupies after being reversed. Then which one of the following represents Lucknow? Which of the following represents Lucknow? D is the correct answer. Let's see the next question, and your timer has started, guys. The letter A, B, C, D, E and E are arranged in such a way that there are exactly 2 letters between A and E. How many such arrangements are possible? Letter A, B, C, D and E are arranged in such a way that there are exactly 2 letters between A and E. Okay, every time when it will be arranged, there will be exactly 2 letters between A and E. How many such arrangements are possible? We will see that. It's not that very easy, but it's not that very complicated too. But it's all about whether you have seen it, how it is done or not. If you have seen it, how it is done, so you will do it very easily. But if you have not seen it, how it is done, then it can be a bit difficult for you. Okay, so let's see. The timer is running. You have 3, 2 and 1, and let's see the right answer. There are exactly two letters between A and E. So the fifth letter must be either beside A or E. Okay. Exactly, you have how many? B, C, D. Okay. Exactly. The letter A, B, C, D and E are arranged in such a way that there are exactly two letters. It is saying exactly two letters between A and E. Okay. So one arrangement can be this. You are talking about there can be A, B, C, D and E. 5 arrangements. In this one can be this one, A and E. Exactly two letters in between. Then next you can shift. A will be here and again exactly two letters in between. Then next again you will shift. You will have E here, then here will be A. Then next again you will shift. You will have E here and A will be here. Only this is possible. Okay, only this is possible. So all the 4 arrangements we have seen which are possible. Now with that, the 3 blank spaces can be filled by 3 distinct letters. Okay, the 3 blank places that we have here, it can be filled by 3 distinct letters. So how you will find out that? 3 into 2 into 1, that is 3 into 2, 6 into 1, 6. So 6. So 6 ways the letters can be filled, and there are how many? There are 4. This 4 arrangement. So 4 into 6 equals to 24. Arrangements we have 4. Letters after A and E we are left up with how many letters? B, C and D. So B, C and D will be 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. So 4 arrangement into 6 equals to 24. So the correct answer over here is what? 24 is the correct answer. Okay, let's see the next question, and the timer has started. Consider the question and 2 statements given below. Question: is Z brother of X? Is Z brother of X? This is the question. Okay. Statement 1: X is a brother of Y. X is what? X is a brother of Y. And Y is brother of Z. Okay. X is brother of Y. And Y is brother of Z. So we can determine X is male and Y is also male. But can we say the same about Z? No. We cannot say it in this. Okay. X, Y and Z are siblings. Okay. So X, Y, Z. In this statement, X, Y, Z are siblings. X can be male, female. Y can be male, female. Z can be male, female. So 1 minute has stopped. Okay. Now, statement 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. The question is Z brother of X? Is Z brother of X? No, statement 1 is not saying it. It has nowhere said it is brother or sister. Statement 2 alone is sufficient. X, Y, Z are sibling. Is Z brother of X? No. They are saying siblings, but not saying anything about Z being a brother or sister. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are sufficient to answer the question. No, when you see both the statements, you are not able to say whether Z is brother or not. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are not sufficient to answer the question. I think D is the right answer. Let's see. Let's consider the 2 statement one by one. X is the brother of Y and Y is the brother of Z. We have seen that, but do we know whether Z is a male or female? No, we don't know, so we cannot say whether Z is the brother or the sister of X. Okay. Statement 2, X, Y, Z and siblings. It tells us nothing much. Here are also gender of Z is not known, so Z can either be born brother or sister of X. Okay, so if we combine the 2 statements, we cannot answer the given question. So what is the right answer? Both statement 1 and statement 2 are not sufficient to answer the question. This is the passage according to the Food and Agriculture Organization. Okay, see, there are 2 ways to solve a comprehension. First way says read the passage Go to the questions, get the keywords, find the questions answers in the passage. That's the first way. Then there is a second way. The second way says read the questions, mark the keywords, come back to the passage. While reading the passage, find the keywords and get the answers. Now, which way is correct? One or two? Both of them are correct. Totally depends upon what is your habit. How do you like to solve it? So, we'll try both the ways and we'll see how it's going on. Okay? So, let's see. According to Food and Agriculture Organization, 1/3 of food produced for human consumption is lost or wasted globally. Food is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain from initial agriculture production to final household consumption. The increasing wastage also results in land degradation. Okay, it is also resulting in land degradation by about 45%, mainly due to deforestation, unsustainable agriculture practices and excessive groundwater restriction. The energy spent over wasted food result in about 3.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide production every year. Decay also leads to harmful emissions of other gases in the atmosphere. Addressing the loss and wastage of food in all forms is critical to complete the cycle of food efficiency and food sustainability. Okay, which of the following statement best reflect the most logical and rational inferences that can be made from the passage? The current method of food distribution are solely responsible for the loss and wastage of food. Did we exclusively talk about that? Land productivity is adversely affected by the prevailing trend of food loss and wastage. Did we talk about that also? Reduction in the loss and wastage of food result in lesser carbon footprint. We talked about that. Post-harvest technologies to prevent or reduce the loss and wastage of food are not available. Okay. So they are asking you to give the right answer. It is saying which of the following statement best reflect the most logical and rational inferences. Okay. Now let's, if you want to solve it yourself, give it a pause. Try to solve it yourself. Now let's see the answer. Okay. Answer is B. 2 and 3 are correct. Inference 1 is incorrect. Why? This statement is not supported by the passage. The passage mentions food is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain. It is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain from initial agricultural production to final household consumption. Addressing the loss and wastage of food in all forms is critical to completing the cycle of food efficiency and food sustainability. This suggests that food loss and wastage occurs throughout the supply chain from production to household consumption and not solely due to distribution methods. Okay, so it talked only about distribution method, but it's not that. And number 4, this statement is not supported by the passage. The passage does not discuss the non-availability of post-harvest technology. It is also common knowledge that various technology method exists to reduce flood loss and waste after harvest. Okay, so if you come over here, okay, see this, we marked it ourselves while we were going. 1/3 of the food produced for human consumption is lost, wasted globally. Food is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain. Throughout the supply chain. What it is saying? Throughout the supply chain, from initial agriculture to the final household. Okay. So that is something to be kept in the mind. So even if you are correct, that number 1 is not right. Okay. The current methods of food distribution are solely responsible for the loss and wastage of food. If you are only correct about this number 1, then what you could have done? Here guys, you have the elimination technique. Number 1. Wherever you find number 1, you just say that is wrong, and so you will reach to 2 and 3 being right. Okay, so 2 and 3 being right, 1 and 4 are wrong. So right answer over here is B. I hope you have understood. Let's get going. Based on the above passage, the following. Okay, there is one more question. Assumption: the food distribution mechanism needs to be reimagined and made effective to reduce the loss and wastage of food. Okay, the food distribution mechanism. Let's see. Decay also leads to harmful emission. Addressing to the loss and wastage of food in all forms is critical to complete the cycle of food efficiency and food sustainability. Food distribution. Is it anyway talking about the food distribution? Just see. Okay. Now let's come to the here. Food is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain from initial agriculture production to final household consumption. It is saying to everybody, every part it is being in that way. Now let's see. Ensuring the reduction of wastage and loss of food is a social and moral responsibility of a citizen. Now just understand from your own perspective. Okay, just understand from your own perspective, and let's see this. Assumption 1 is valid. The passage mentions that food is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain. While it does not specifically single out the distribution mechanism, it implies that improvement across the entire supply chain, again, entire supply chain including distribution, would help reduce food wastages. Okay, therefore this assumption is reasonable and valid. The food distribution mechanism needs to be reimagined and made effective to reduce the loss and wastage of food. Okay, right. Now let's see the second one. Ensuring the reduction of wastage is moral responsibility or not. The passage does not explicitly suggest this. The passage focuses on the environmental and economic impacts of food wastage and the need to address it to achieve food efficiency and sustainability. While one could argue that addressing food wastage is indeed a social and moral responsibility, the passage does not provide explicit support for this assumption. What we want to say over here, sometimes you might get the inference, that yes, morally and socially this is correct, but is the passage talking about it? If the passage is not talking about it, it's not right. That's done and there, done and dusted over there. Any information that is already feeded in your mind, you have read in some book, you have read in some newspaper, you have gone through the articles and all, but if that is not mentioned in the passage, then you cannot say that that is right, because when they ask the question, they say based on the above passage, okay. So always remember that, that is very important. What will be the right answer? The right answer here is A1 only. Let's get going. Let's see the passage 2. This time we will see the questions first. Which of the following statement best reflect the most logical and rational inferences that can be made from the passage? So it is asking about the inferences. Okay. Central banks cannot bring down inflation without budgetary backing. So it is saying central banks cannot bring down inflation without budgetary backing. Okay. The effects of monetary policy depends on the fiscal policies pursued by the government. The effect of monetary policy depends upon the fiscal policies pursued by the government. Okay. Now let's go back to our passage. As inflation rises, even government previously committed to budget discipline are spending freely to help households. Okay, inflation is rising. So what the government is doing? Government is also spending freely. To help whom? To help the households. Higher interest rates announced by central banks are supposed to help produce modest fiscal austerity, because to maintain stable debts while paying more to borrow, governments must cut spending or raise taxes. Because to maintain what? To maintain the stable debts while paying more to borrow, government must cut spending or raise taxes. It has to do one of the two. Without the fiscal backup, monetary policy eventually loses traction. Higher interest rates becomes inflationary, not disinflationary, because they simply lead government to borrow more to pay rising debt service cost. The risk of monetary unmooring is greater when public debt rises because interest rates become more important to budget deficit. Okay, so this is the passage. These are the two statements given over here. Now let's see what is the correct answer. The passage suggests that higher interest rate announced by central banks are meant to help produce fiscal austerity. We have seen that is exactly written in the passage. However, without fiscal backing, that is the government cutting spending or raising taxes, monetary policy loses effectiveness and higher interest rate could even become inflationary. This implies that budgetary backing is crucial for central banks to control inflation. So, budgetary backing is important. Number 2, this is also correct. Consider the lines from the passage. Without the fiscal backup, monetary policy eventually loses traction and the risk of monetary unmooring is greater when public debt rises. So the passage therefore clearly states that without the fiscal backup, monetary policy eventually loses traction as higher interest rates can lead to more borrowings by the government to pay for the rising debt service cost. Okay. So what we can see here, guys, we can see that both these statements, okay, both these statements here are correct. So the correct answer is C, both 1 and 2. Okay. Next question. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Fiscal policies of government are solely responsible for higher prices. Are the fiscal policies of government solely? Now, you see, these few of these words you should have the concentration upon. Okay. Let's see the full question and then we'll talk about it. Higher prices do not affect the long-term government bonds. Okay. Higher prices do not affect the long-term government bonds. Okay. Have they talked about the government bonds? You see over here. Now let's come back to the answer. Assumption 1, the passage does not mention the impact or interaction between the long-term government bonds and higher prices. Did they talk about the government bonds? No, they have not talked about the government bonds. If they have not talked about the government bonds, so based on the above passage, again, this statement might be true, but we cannot do anything until and unless it is given in the passage. Now, let's see the number 1. The passage discusses how government spending and fiscal policies interact with monetary policies and interest rates to impact inflation and does not suggest that fiscal policies are solely responsible. What it is saying, the passage discusses how government spending and fiscal policies. So, what I was trying to say you, when you have this solely, only, please be a little extra cautious. Please be a little extra cautious when you have this. Let's see the next. Now let's see, first we'll read the passage, then we will go to the question. Today, if we consider cities such as New York, London and Paris as some of the most iconic cities in the world, it is because plans carrying a heavy system approach were imposed on their pre-kings. Okay, so plans were made and heavy system approach were made. The backbone of the systems theory is the process of translating social, spatial and cultural desirables. What is the backbone of the system theory? Social, spatial and cultural desirables into the mathematical models. Into what? Into mathematical models using computing, stats, optimization and an algorithmic way of formulating and solving problems. The early universities of the West, which began to train professionals in planning, spawned some of the most ingenious planners who were experts in these domains. This was because these very subjects were absorbed into the planning curriculum that has its roots. The social sciences, geography and architecture, planning in India and its education differ from the West. Okay. So this was because these very subjects were absorbed into the planning curriculum that had its roots in the social sciences, geography and architecture. Few of the points. Let's see. Which one of the following statements best reflects the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the above passage? Okay. Curriculum for urban planning courses should have diverse and interdisciplinary approach. Okay, that's one thing. It can be seen. In India, city administration is under bureaucracy which lacks formal training in urban planning and management. Have we seen even that? In India, the management of urban areas in a local affair with a chronic problem of insufficient funds. Okay, have we seen about that too? With high density of population and widespread poverty in our urban areas, planned development in them is very difficult. Okay, let's see what is the right answer. A is correct and rest all are incorrect. Rest all are incorrect because there is no mention of it. Passage does not mention all of these. So, okay, so that is why number A is correct. The passage emphasizes the importance of a system approach of urban planning that factors in social, spatial and cultural aspects. For example, the passage mentioned was because these very subjects were absorbed into the planning curriculum that had its root in social sciences, geography and architecture. So while we were reading the passage, if you see here, social sciences, geography and architecture, and also here process of translating social, spatial and cultural desirables here. So, okay. So we have already marked it and that was the right answer. So A is the correct answer over here. Let's get going and let's see the another question. But before that, let's mark it. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. A is the right answer. Yes. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. India needs a new generation of urban professionals with knowledge relevant to modern urban practice. Okay, was that discussed? Indian universities at present have no capacity or potential to impart training and systems approach. Did we even talk about Indian universities? Okay, so you have to decide. You have to see the passage and come into the inference. So you will see the passage implies that there is a need for professional and trained in modern system approaches to urban planning understood through the lines. Today, if we consider cities such as New York, London and Paris, the early universities of the West which began to train professionals in planning, these very subjects were absorbed into planning curriculum. And planning in India and its education differed from the West. So, this indicates a gap between the current Indian planning education and that of Western cities that we have already seen, guys. So, that is something which you should understand from here. Okay, so and assumption 2 is invalid. The passage does not state that Indian universities does not have the capacity to impart training. Okay, so this is incorrect, this is correct. So assumption 1 is valid. So what is the correct answer over here? The correct answer over here is A1 only. Okay, A1 only is the correct answer. Now let's see the passage number 4. Not every voice on the internet commands the same kind of audience. Okay, when anonymous private entities with high capital can pay for more space for their opinions, they are effective buying a louder voice. Okay, if political discourse in the digital sphere is a matter of outsigning one's opponent till the election is won, then the quality of politics suffer. When the digital sphere is a matter of outsigning one's opponent. Okay, the focus of social media is restricted to the promotion of content that generates more user engagement regardless of how inflammatory the content may be. So it is talking about the social media and why it's used in the elections. Which one of the following statement best reflect the central idea of the above passage? Constructed as a marketplace of views, social media ensures instant access to information. Somewhere or the other yes, and a bit no. Social media are not idle or more institution but the products built by companies to make profit. Okay, social media have been created to strengthen democracies. Obviously not. In today's world, social media are inevitable for well informed social life. Okay, you need social media for that. Okay, so let's see what can be the right answer of this. See, option A, C and D are incorrect, but B is correct. Why? The passage highlights that social media platforms are driven by profit motives, leading to prioritization of user engagement and inflammatory content. This is reflected in which line? The focus of social media is restricted to the promotion of content that generates more user engagement, regardless of how inflammatory the content may be. Okay, so that is why it is not talking about constructed as a marketplace of views. Social media ensure instant access to information. It is not being talked there. Social media have been created to strengthen democracy. Is it obviously not being taught in today's world? Social media is inevitable for well informed social life. Okay, so that has happened. Let's see the next question. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Internet is not inclusive enough. Internet is not inclusive enough. Is it right or wrong? Well, we have seen in the passage, internet can adversely affect the quality of policies in a country. Yes, it can. Yes, let's see what is the correct answer. The passage implies that the internet is not inclusive enough through the statement, when anonymous private entities with high capital can pay for more space for their opinion, they are ineffectively buying a louder voice. This suggests what? This suggests that the internet favors those with more resources, leading to an exclusionary environment. Okay, it leads to exclusionary environment, that internet is not inclusive enough. Okay, so assumption 1 is valid. Assumption 2 is also valid. We have seen the passage clearly states that the internet can negatively impact the quality of politics. This is evident from the line, a political discourse in the digital sphere is a matter of outsigning one's opponent till the election is won, then the quality of politics suffer. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Let's see the passage number 5. By the time children reach class 8, the bulk of them tend to be in the age range of 13 to 15. But in our country, about a quarter of all children in class 8 struggle with reading simple text, and more than half are still unable to do basic arithmetic operations like division. Okay. Every year about 25 million young boys and girls from elementary school, 25 million, move into the life that lies for them beyond compulsory schooling. They cannot enter the workforce, at least in the organized sector, till they are 18. Okay. For many families, these children are the first from their families ever to get this far in school. Parents had children expect that such graduates from school will go on to high school and college. Hardly anyone wants to go back to agriculture. On the other hand, abilities in terms of a kid. Okay, now let's see what are the assumptions being made. For effective school education, parents have greater role than the governments. Okay, it is saying for effective school education, parents have greater role than the governments. If you see over here, what it is saying, for the effective school, what is required? Boys and girls have the lies that who compulsory, they cannot enter the workforce, at least. And so for many families, these children are the first from their families ever to get this far in school. Parents and children expect that such graduates from school will go on to high school and colleges. Hardly anyone wants to go back to agriculture. Okay, let's see the second point. School curriculum that conforms to today's requirement and is uniform for the entire country may address the issue brought out. Okay, so can we have something like this, where you have uniformity in the school curriculum throughout the country? Will that help? Okay, let's see what's the correct answer. Well, number 1, obviously it is invalid. The passage does not explicitly discuss the relatives roles of parents. Okay, is it talking about the roles of the parents? No. Number 2, again it is invalid. The passage strictly discusses the lags in basic academic competencies, but does not spell out any reason for the same. Further, it cannot be assumed that a uniform curriculum across the country would assess the issue. Have they talked about the uniform curriculum? Again the question comes, It can be right. It can be right, but was it mentioned in the passage? If it is not mentioned in the passage, so you cannot take it as the right answer. So that is why, what is the right answer over here? The right answer over here is D, neither. D, neither one nor two. Okay, so the right answer over here is what? The right answer over here is D, neither one nor two. Okay, let's see the next question. Which one of the following statement best reflect the central idea conveyed by the passage? Total eradication of poverty in the country will resolve the issue of underperformance of all school children. The total eradication of poverty will do that. Okay. Monetary incentives to parents and teachers is a strategy to improve the children's academic performance. Have we talked about that in the passage? No. Public policy should ensure that competencies and achievement of young people are aligned with their expectations. Okay, that's something. India is not going to take advantage of the demographic dividend unless some school pass out, go back to the agriculture. Okay, so these are 4 lines. Let's see. C is something that we have already seen. The passage clearly states that abilities in terms of academic competencies are far lower than they should have been based on the curricular expectation of class 8, and that parents and children expect that such graduates from school will go on to high school and college. This disconnect between expectation and actual academic ability suggests a need for policy. Okay, so you can see over there, public policy should ensure that competencies and achievements of young people are aligned with their expectations. So what is the right answer over here? C is the correct answer. Let's see this. We take it for granted now that science has a social responsibility. Okay, science has social responsibility, and what we are doing, we are taking it for granted. The idea would not have occurred to Newton or Galileo. They thought of science as an account of the world as it is, and the only responsibility that they acknowledged was to tell the truth. What was the responsibility of Galileo or Newton? To tell the truth. The idea that science is a social enterprise is modern, and it begins at the Industrial Revolution. When it began at Industrial Revolution. We are surprised that we cannot trace a social sense further back, because we nurse the illusion that the Industrial Revolution ended a golden age. Industrial Revolution did what? Because we nurse the illusion that Industrial Revolution ended a golden age. Which one of the following statements best reflect the thinking of the author about the science? Science must value the commitments of scientists. Is that what we are talking about? Science is a product of civilized society and must be used for the promotion of scientific awareness in people. Yes, there's something. Industrial Revolution was made possibly by the advancement in science. Okay. Was it or was it not? Science must pursue truth but be responsible for social welfare. Okay. This is also something. Let's see what is the correct answer. D. The statement most accurately reflects the author's view are outlined in the passage. It captures the dual aspect of science that the author describes: pursuing truth as the times of Newton and Galileo, and also being responsible for the social welfare, a modern perspective that emerged around the time of Industrial Revolution. So what is the right answer? Science must be pursue truth but be responsible for social welfare. So this is the correct answer over here. Okay, let's see the next question. Sorry, we have the next passage. The history of science is the real history of mankind. Okay, in this striking epigram, a 19th century writer links science with its background. Okay, like most epigrams, its power lies in the emphasizing by contrast an aspect of truth. Sorry guys, which may be easily overlooked. In this case, it is easy to overlook the relations between science and mankind and to treat the former as some abstract third party, which can sometimes be praised for its beneficial influences but frequently and conveniently blamed for the horrors of war. Science and mankind cannot be divorced from time to time at men's convenience, yet we have seen that in spite of countless opportunity of improvement, the opening years of present period of civilization had been dominated by the international conflict. Is this the inevitable result of the progress of science, or does the fault lies elsewhere? So that's the passage. Which of the following is are emphatically conveyed by the author of the passage? Without science, mankind could not have continued to exist till today. It is the science that will ultimately determine the destiny of mankind. These are the two statements. What is the right answer? Both are wrong answers. Why, sir? The passage does not explicitly state that mankind's existence is solely attributed towards science. And while the passage does discuss the significant impact of science on human history and civilization, it does not claim that science will determine mankind's destiny. So, in very straight way, again, if the passage is not talking about it clearly, so that is not going to be the right answer. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. The horrors of modern life are inevitable result of the progress of science. Okay, the aspect of truth likely to be overlooked is that science is what man has made it. Is it or is it not? Let's see. Assumption 1 is invalid. The passage questions whether the international conflicts of horrors of modern life are inevitable result of scientific progress in the line. Is this the inevitable result of progress of science, or does the fault lie elsewhere? Okay, the horrors of modern life inevitable result of progress of science. It says does the fault lies elsewhere. So it is not correct. Number 2, the aspect of truth likely to be overlooked is that science is what man has made it. So what is that? It is valid. The passage reflects on how science and mankind cannot be divorced at the convenience, and points out that the treating science as an abstract entity separates from human agency is misleading. So 2 is correct and B2 only is the correct answer. B2 only is the correct answer over here, guys. Okay, let's get going and let's see the next question, or the next passage rather. So, only with long experience and opening of his wares on many a beach where his language is not spoken will the merchant come to know the worth of what he carries. Only with long experience and opening of his wares on many a beach where his language is not spoken, over there, the merchant will come to know the worth of what he carries, and what is parochial and what is universal in his choice. Such delicate goods as justice, love and honor, courtesy, and indeed all the things we care for are valid everywhere, but they are variously molded and often differently handled and sometimes nearly unrecognizable. If you meet them in foreign land, and the art of learning fundamental common values is perhaps the greatest gain of travel to those who wish to live at ease among their fellows. Okay, so let's see. When we meet other people while we travel, we learn to differentiate between what? Do we learn to differentiate between imagination and understanding, communities and nationalities, local values and universal values, friends and foes? What will be the right answer over here? Well, that is universal values such as delicate goods as justice, love and honor, courtesy, and indeed all the things we care for are valid everywhere. Local values, but they are variously molded and often differently handled and sometimes nearly unrecognizable if you meet them in a foreign land. Okay, so here it is talking about what? Here it is talking about local values and universal values, as you can see. So what will be the correct answer? The correct answer over here will be C. Okay, let's get going. With reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Travel leads to an understanding of humans. Okay, travel helps those who wish to learn fundamental common values. Okay, a person with long experience in travel can resolve differences amongst people. Are we even talking about that? Let's see. The assumption is invalid. While the passage suggests that a well-traveled person becomes knowledgeable about different values and how they are expressed around the world, it does not directly state this knowledge. Okay, so it's not directly talking about that fact. So only 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, and it is not talking about a person with long experience in travel can resolve differences amongst people. So 3 is wrong, 1 and 2 is correct. So A, 1 and 2 is the correct answer over here. Let's see the next passage, guys. Conventional classrooms. Buck up, guys. You need to give the exams. CSAT is on your head. You need to buck up and you need to be calm. You need to be like a sea. Or rather, you need to be like an ocean. So very, very, very calm at the top, and at the bottom, just a lot of things going on. Okay, conventional classrooms, by emphasizing fixed duration over learning effectiveness, okay, emphasizing fixed duration over learning effectiveness, resign themselves to variable outcomes. The tyranny of the classroom is that every learner is subjected to the same set of lecture in the same way for the same duration. In the end, a few learners shine, some survive, and the rest are left behind. Okay, conventional classrooms are they talking about? By emphasizing fixed duration over learning effectiveness, resign themselves to variable outcomes. Okay, after the fixed duration, the classroom model moves on with not thought spared for those left behind. This is how we end up with 10% employability in our graduates after a decade and a half of formal education. Repeating the same intellectual script in the realm of skill education will not produce different results. Okay. Best reflect the most logical and rational inferences. In conventional classroom learning, the central goal is duration of learning rather than the attainment of competency. Okay, that is something. Conventional classroom encourages one size fits all approach and stamps all differentiation. Okay, both of these statements somewhere the other are correct. Okay, so this is also correct and this is also correct because the statements given here are directly written there. So what will be the right answer? The right answer will be both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Okay, let's see the next question. As a large number of workers in our country are employed in unorganized sector, India does not need to change its present conventional classroom system of education. Has it said anything like this? I don't think so. Even with its present conventional classroom system of education, India produces sufficient number of skilled workers to fully realize the benefit of demographic dividend. Again, are we talking about this in the passage or not? Okay, so in the passage, as we have not talked about both of these, so both of them are incorrect. So what is the correct answer over here? The correct answer over here is D, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is D, neither 1 nor 2 is the correct answer. Let's get going and let's see the next passage. When a child reaches adolescence, okay, there is apt to be a conflict between the parent and the child. Okay, since the latter consider himself to be by now quite capable of managing his own affairs, while the former are filled with parental solicitude, which is often a disguise for love of power. Parents consider usually that the various moral problems which arises in adolescence are peculiarly their province. The options they express, however, are so dogmatic that the young seldom confide in them and usually go their own way in secret. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. The adolescent does not feel comfortable with his parents because they tend to be dominating and assertive. Yes. The adolescent of modern times does not have much respect for parents. Is it even talking about the respect? Let's see. So what do we see? The author does discuss the behavior and dynamics between the adolescent and parents, highlighting the secrecy and all those things. However, there is not enough evidence in the passage to suggest a lack of respect. So this is not right. Number 1 is valid because parental solitude often disguises a love of power, that it is saying that parents are perceived as a dominating and assertive, making adolescent uncomfortable. So what is the right answer over here? The right answer is A, 1 only. Which one of the following statement must best reflect the central idea of the above passage? Parents in general may not be much help when children are on their way to becoming adults. Okay. When children reach adolescence, involvement of parents in their life is unnecessary. Okay. Modern day nuclear families are not capable of bringing up children properly. In modern societies, adolescents tend to be stubborn, disobedient, and careless. So there are the 4 statements, and what is the correct answer? A is the correct answer. Okay, so A reflects the best, where it says about what, guys? Where it says about parents in general may not be of much help when children are on their way to becoming adults, because parents are trying to push themselves up. This is what we have already seen in the passage, and that is what is not required, guys. Okay, so A is the correct answer. Let's see the passage number 11. When an international team of pumped carbon dioxide and water mix into underground basalt rocks, basic chemistry took over. The acidic mixture dissolves rock, calcium and magnesium and formed limestone. Basically, carbon dioxide is converted into stone, exclaimed the scientist. Which one of the following statement best reflect the most logical, rational and practical suggestion implied by the passage? It is a cheap and practical method to produce limestone at commercial level for building purpose. This can be used as one of the methods of carbon sequestration. Basalt rock can be made a good source of calcium and magnesium minerals by this method. Good rock dissolving acid can be produced by mixing carbon dioxide and water. What is the right answer? The right answer is B. The option that is the best answer. It is supported by the passage. The process describes involve converting carbon dioxide into limestone, which implies a method for carbon sequestration, which is capturing and storing atmospheric carbon dioxide. The scientists noted that carbon dioxide was effectively converted into stone. Okay, so what is the right answer over here? This can be used for carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration, where you store the carbon dioxide. Okay. Geographers analyzed 175 satellites images of ocean color, which is an indicator of phytoplankton productivity at the ocean surface, and found that giant icebergs are responsible for storing up to 20% of carbon in the southern ocean. The researchers discovered that melting water from giant icebergs, which contains iron and other nutrients, support hitherto unexpectedly high levels of phytoplankton growth. Okay, the researcher discovered that melting water from giant icebergs, which contains iron and other nutrients, that supports what? Hitherto unexpectedly high levels of phytoplankton growth. Now let's see. Giant icebergs have a bearing on primary productivity and food chains of the southern oceans. Okay, melting of giant iceberg can produce climate change effects and impact to world fisheries. Okay, so these two things are there. What is the correct answer? A, 1 is valid. The passage states that the melting water from giant icebergs contain nutrients that support high level of phytoplankton growth. It's common knowledge that phytoplanktons are found in ocean and form a crucial part of ocean's primary productivity. Okay, therefore it is safe to extend our understanding of the lines of the passage for impact on primary productivity and food chains of the southern ocean. Now, furthermore, the option statement uses a commutative word such as bearing, which forms the base for valid assumption. Okay, so that is why we find A, 1 only as the correct answer. But B, melting of giant iceberg can produce climate change effects and impact world fisheries. We have not talked about that in the passage. Evolution has endowed caterpillars that feed on corn with a unique ability. They can induce the plant to turn off its defense against insect predators. This helps caterpillars to eat more and grow faster. The agent that causes this effect is the caterpillar's faeces or frass. The find could throw new light on compounds associated with plants' response to pathogens like fungi or bacteria. Okay, let's see. Farmers can use caterpillars to feed on weeds in their crop field plantation. Has it even talked about it? No. The finding can help in the development of clinically useful antimicrobial compounds. Okay. This finding can help in the development of organic, ecologically sustainable pesticides. Okay. Caterpillars can be genetically modified to be predators of other plant pests. Now, there are 4 statements and let's see which one is more correct. Number C. The options aligned with the passage. The ability of caterpillars to turn off plant defense using their frass suggests that potential for developing new types of pesticides that could be organic and ecologically sustainable. This is a logical and practical application of the finding. Okay, so the finding can help in the development of what? It can help in the development of organic, ecologically sustainable pesticides. So the correct answer over here is number C. Let's get going, guys. The main threat to maintaining progress in human development comes from the increasingly evident unsustainability of production and consumption patterns. Current production models rely heavily on fossil fuels. Okay, we now know that this is unsustainable because the resources are finite. The close link between the economic growth and greenhouse gas emissions needs to be solved for human development to become truly sustainable. Some developed countries have begun to alleviate the worst effects by expanding recycling and investing in public transport and infrastructure, but most developing countries are hampered by the high cost and low availability of clean energy sources. Developed countries need to support developing countries' transition to sustainable human development. Let's see. Heavy dependencies on fossil fuels. Unsustainability in production pattern is due to what? Limited availability of resources and expansion of recycling. If you see, all these 3 in some way or the other have been talked there, but number 3, some developed countries have begun to alleviate the worst effects by expanding recycling. This means what? This means that recycling is being already used. Recycling is being used. So the countries are trying to reduce the effects of unsustainable production by recycling another method. Therefore, recycling would reduce the unsustainability in production pattern rather than aggravate it. Okay, so we are mentioning statement 1 and statement 2 to be correct. So here also 1 and 2 is correct. Okay. Let's see the next question. Developed countries can support developing countries' transition to sustainable human development by doing what? Making clean energy sources available at low cost, providing loans for improving their public transport at normal interest rate. Have that even talked about that? Encouraging them to change their production and consumption patterns. Okay. So what can be right over here? You can see the statement 1 is correct. Explanation for statement 2 is given there and explanation for statement 3 is also given there. So you can see both there is A and also D. Let's see in detail. The author mentions high cost and low availability of clean energy sources. Immediately after that, he stated that developed countries need to support developing countries transition to sustainable human development. Therefore, the first statement is correct. Explanation for statement 2. Whether this statement is correct or incorrect depends upon whether we opt for narrow or broader interception of the passage. The passage mentions, but most developing countries are hampered by the high cost and low availability of clean energy sources. Therefore, it seems that the author is only focusing on issues related to high cost and low availability of clean energy sources as hindrances for developed countries in transitioning towards sustainable human development. However, taking a broader view, we can say that this also can be correct. Likewise, this statement would be incorrect if we take a narrow interception, but we take a broader view, so this can also be correct. So sometimes you will get this sort of a passage where if you think from both perspective, there can be a right and wrong answer. what you should do, you should not waste your time on this type of passages and just go ahead, because don't forget, you just need to get 33% of marks, or to be exact 66 marks. So aim to somewhere around 85 to 90 marks, and if you have got that, then just, if you are certain you will get 85 to 90, then you should leave it. Next passage. In simple matters like shoe making, we think only a specially trained person will serve our purpose, but in politics we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a state, and when we are ill is a guarantee of specific preparation and a technical competence. We do not ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one. Well then the whole state is ill. Should we not look for the service and guidance of the wisest and the best? So it is talking about what? It is talking about the politics, and what should be the attribute of the politician, guys. Which one of the following statement best reflect the message of the author of the passage? We assume that in a democracy any politician is qualified to administer a state. Yes, something like this. Politicians should be selected from those trained in administration. No, it has not talked about that. We need to devise a method for barring incompetence from public office. No. As voters select their administrator, the eligibility of politician to administer a state cannot be questioned. What is right? A, C and D is incorrect. B is correct. This is valid message being conveyed by the author throughout the passage. In each of the lines, he makes a bid to focus on the skill set of the candidate standing for elections while waiting. So what is the right answer? Politicians should be selected from those trained in administration. Okay. So what is the right answer over here? The right answer over here is B. The poverty line is quite unsatisfactory when it comes to grasping the extent of poverty in India. It is not only because of its extremely narrow definition of who is poor and the debatable methodology used to count the poor, but also because of more fundamental assumptions underlying it. It exclusively relies on the notion of poverty as insufficient income or insufficient purchasing power. One can better categorize it by calling it income poverty. Poverty is ultimately about deprivations affecting human well-being. Then income poverty is only one aspect of it. Poverty of a life, in our view, lies not merely in the impoverished state in which the person actually lives, but also in the lack of real opportunity given by social constraint as well as personal circumstances to choose other type of living. Even the relevance of low incomes, meager possessions and other aspects of what are standardly seen as economic poverty relate ultimately to their role in curtailing capabilities, that is their role in severely restricting the choices people have to lead variable and valued lives. Why is the methodology adopted in India to count the poor debatable? There is some confusion regarding what should constitute the poverty line. These are wide diversities and condition of our rural and urban people. There is no uniform global standard for measuring income poverty, and it is based on the proposition of poverty as meager income or buying capacity. A, B, C and are incorrect, and D, that is the last one, where we saw that extremely narrow definition of who is poor and the debatable methodology uses to count the poor, but also because of a more fundamental assumption underlying it, it exclusively relies on the notion of poverty as insufficient income or insufficient purchasing power. So what is the right answer over here? It is based on the proposition of poverty as meager income or buying capacity. So D is the correct answer over here. Why is income poverty only one measure of counting the poor? It talks only one kind of depriving, ignoring all others. Other deprivations in human life have nothing to do with the lack of purchasing power. Income poverty is not a permanent condition, changes from time to time. Income poverty restricts human choices only at one point of time. What is the right answer over here? A. This option follows. Income poverty. If poverty is ultimately about deprivation affecting the human well-being, then income poverty is the only aspect of it. The author in the passage goes to describe poverty in the true sense stems for a lack of real opportunity given by social constraint as well as personal circumstances to choose other types of living. So right answer is A. Well guys, we have come to the passage number 17, and guys, this is for you. You need to really buck up, you need to practice. If you are just seeing it before your exams, believe me, you should have done it much earlier. And even if you have not done, from my side, wishing you all the very best and good luck. You will surely, if you have prepared for success, you'll surely and surely grow through it. Good luck and all the very best. In some places in the world, the productivity of staples such as rice and wheat has reached a plateau. Neither new strains nor fancy agrochemicals are raising the yields, nor is there much unfarmed land left that is suitable to be brought under the plough. If global temperature continues to rise, some places will become unsuitable for farming. Okay. Application of technology can help overcome these problems. Agricultural technology is changing fast. Much of this change is brought about by affluent farmers in the West Americas. The techniques developed in the West are being adopted in some places to make tropical crops more productive. Technology is of little use if it is not adapted. In the developing world, that applies as much to existing farming techniques as it does to the latest advance in genetic modification, extending to the small holders and subsistence farmers of Africa and Asia. The best of today's agricultural practices in such simple matters, how much fertilizers to apply and when, would lead to a greatly increased availability of food for humanity. So things like better roads and storage facilities to allow the carriage and surpluses to market and reduce wastages. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Development of agriculture technology is confined to developed countries. Is that so? And agriculture technology is not adopted in developing countries. Is that also so? What is the right answer? Well, both of them are not correct. Both of them are not correct. We are not getting any such assumptions from that passage. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Poor countries need to bring about change in their existing farmer techniques. Okay. Developed countries have better infrastructure and they waste less food. Is that correct? Only one is correct. Because the assumption is valid, though the author has nowhere mentioned poor countries but only developed or developing countries. This makes this option partially incorrect to this typical RC gray area. So technology is of little use if it is not adapted in the developing world. That applies as much as existing farming techniques as it does to the latest advances in genetic modification. The passage clearly recommends the need to extend the latest agricultural practices. Okay, so that is why we can say poor countries need to bring about changes, but again they say that there is a gray area. Sometimes whatever the answer you are choosing, it might not be correct. So we have come to the last question. What is the last question? Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Growing enough food for the future generation will be a challenge. Corporate farming is a viable option for the food security in poor countries. Okay, so what is the right answer? D. Assumption 1 is incorrect. Assumption 2 is also incorrect. So what is the correct answer? Neither 1 nor 2 is correct. So that is why D is the correct answer. With that, guys, we have seen the mental ability questions of mathematics. We have seen the questions of reasoning. We have also seen the questions of comprehension. Now I'd like to wish you all the very best and good luck, guys, for your exams.